welcome to Doors and Corners, a sci-fi and fantasy film commentary podcast. I'm Brian.
And I'm Zach. And every Friday, we sit down and watch a science fiction or fantasy film and give our 2 cents on its quality, production, story, and trivia.
We watch the film together, but without sounds or visuals provided to avoid copyright issues. But if you do have access, we encourage you to join us and follow along.
Here, we like to keep things casual, and there may be discussions of spoilers or sensitive materials or language. But we do try and keep things clean and family-friendly. Ultimately, the goal of this podcast is to create the experience of us all sitting down and watching this movie together.
So get ready to hit that play button, because we're about to get started.
Damn doors and corners, I mean, that's where they get you.
Well, welcome back to Doors and Corners. I'm Brian.
I'm Zach.
What are we watching tonight, Zach? What are you putting me through tonight?
Okay, so cast yourself back to the year of our Lord 2016. And there was
It's been
so much
10
going
years,
into the
man.
film industry. 10
Almost
years.
exactly. We're like 2 weeks away from 10 years, right?
Yeah. This
this
is
movie.
a 10th anniversary movie. Like, literally.
People are celebrating
Now-
this one, right? It's like its rentals are spiking up. People are going out and fighting over the 4K.
No.
No?
So there was so much going in 2016 for films, okay? We got Captain America Civil War, right? We got Doctor Strange. We got Hacksaw Ridge, okay?
Ooh,
Did
that's a
you
good
ever
movie.
see Hacksaw
Yeah,
Ridge?
Fantastic film.
Amazing movie. But you know what I realized while Rogue One, which we've watched together.
Ooh,
You know what I've
yes.
realized about 2016? What a shit year for movies. Like, oh my god.
Okay, so for all
Like,
the good
we
ones
had
you just
some-
mentioned, what are some of the bad ones?
Okay, well, I mentioned those 4 really good ones, right? We had Alice Through the Looking Glass. We had Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. We had Warcraft. We had the end of the Divergent series. We had X-Men Apocalypse, Gods of Egypt, The Huntsman Winter War. They remade Ben-Hur, dude.
I heard that was actually
The
good, although I
Legend-
haven't seen it.
Okay, it actually isn't that bad, but they remade Ben-Hur. It's a sin in of itself.
Yeah, it is.
The
I mean,
Legend
you're
of
making me sad,
Tarzan.
man.
Okay? Sausage Party.
Oh, that
Suicide
animated thing?
Squad. Uh-huh.
Isn't that the movie that Will Smith
Jason
made to
Bourne.
not be in this?
No, that was Suicide Squad.
No, I mean, like, Suicide Squad, didn't Will
Oh.
Smith choose that over this?
That is correct. I thought you were
Okay.
still talking about Sausage Party.
Wasn't Sir Patrick
Jason
Stewart in that?
Bourne. Uh-huh. Assassin's
Jason Bourne.
Creed.
I don't know how. Why was that movie so blah? You brought in Tommy Lee Jones. You brought back Matt. I mean, like, it should have been good, and it was so just like, whatever. I couldn't.
Ghostbusters.
The
female Ghostbusters.
I just say, yeah, the one with Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig,
Uh-huh.
right? Kristen Wiig was in that.
Kristen Wiig.
Still haven't seen that.
Zoolander 2.
I mean, some people consider that a classic. I'm not one of them, but I'm just saying they exist.
Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Oh, that was the Michael Bay produced one, right?
Uh-huh. Passengers. Did you ever see Passengers?
I did.
It's not good.
I saw Passengers in theaters. Ooh, I mean,
Pete's Dragon.
okay. I like Pete's Dragon. I will defend that movie. I saw that with Tasha. We had a daddy-daughter date. That movie holds a special place for us. I find that movie to be actually quite enduring.
Interesting.
Fight me.
Interesting.
It's got
Jack
heart.
Reacher, Never Go Back.
Okay, that was a bad movie.
Like, and these are big blockbuster, big quotes around blockbuster movies. Because, okay, there are some other really good movies that came out that year. Things like La La Land is a very good movie.
Mhm.
Not
only
necessarily
this
my type,
kind of
but a very good movie.
podcast movie, but yeah. Well, and that one,
The
the whole
Swiss Army
the
Man
whole
was
Oscar story
hilarious.
of that one,
Mm-hmm.
right? La La Land was a
Yeah.
big deal.
Oh my gosh.
So sorry,
Moana
that was one
pretty
with
good.
Harry, Daniel Radcliffe, right? Wasn't he? Wasn't that where he literally gets like carried around or something? I've never seen it, but I've heard about
Yes, Swiss Army Man is where it's a low budget thing. I want to say it's Paul Dano and it might not be Paul Dano. I'd have to look it up again. But
But it's definitely
Swiss Army
Radcliffe,
Man,
right?
It's the one where Daniel Radcliffe is a dead body who, for some reason, possesses the mystical abilities to be able to do essentially anything. And this guy has to haul around a dead body on a deserted island in order to survive.
Did Radcliffe and to a lesser extent Robert Pattinson kind of take similar career paths in that they both were huge in massive franchises and were like, okay, we want to do our own thing for a while now, acting wise.
And just do crazy stuff?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, they did. And now they're actually like pretty well respected actors.
Although
because of
Ratcliffe hasn't come back and done a big franchise yet. It'd be interesting when he finally decides to do something like that, what he decides to do. Like, what
Right? I
what
don't
could
know.
lure him back into a mainstream film? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm curious about that too. But yeah, it's just this. We haven't even said what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening to this and you didn't read the title for some
Gonna
reason,
say,
it's just
they
auto
probably
played.
know.
We're watching Independence Day Resurgence,
Oh,
which I
man.
personally find to be one of the most disappointing movies of all time. It is one of only 3 movies I tried to walk out of, but I was with somebody else who was enjoying the movie more than me. Which another one of
Somebody,
those movies was also Roland Emmerich.
someone enjoyed this
Um,
movie? Like, can you throw them under the bus on this podcast, or would they might listen to it?
hey, the
Who?
thing is, I don't entirely remember who it was. I
Oh,
think it was my former brother-in-law.
okay. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I have successfully avoided this movie for 10 years.
All
I
right.
This movie came out, so 2016 was the summer of 2016 would have been the summer before I moved up to Oregon, and I forget why I think I wasn't available opening weekend because I was interested in this movie. I was excited for this movie, and I somehow heard, maybe it was from you,
Might have been for me.
never mind. Don't because well, yeah, 2016. When this came out in July, were you living with us yet?
No. That wasn't until February and
Okay,
March of
of 17.
2017.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking a little too far back. Anyways, I mean, we were obviously good friends at this point, but you might have been the one that warned me about this movie, and I was like, all right, I'm good. And then I probably intended it to see it on streaming at some point or renting the DVD, and just never got around to it. And then more time that went on, I was just like, I'm good. Until we started this thing, which is my idea now, and now I got to watch all these movies I never wanted to see. But I get to hang out with you, so it's all worth it.
Exactly. But I've just realized from revisiting this movie and last week, okay, watching just a fun, stupid romp that is the
Yeah,
original Independence Day,
so much
that
fun.
I feel like Roland Emmerich's successes are more flukes than his failures. Like, objectively, Stargate is not a great movie. The first half of it's really good. Mostly, it's the premise that is the most interesting. I
Yeah.
don't think Day After Tomorrow is nearly as good as even the defenders say it is. Like, because most people agree it's a pretty stupid movie, but people, oh, it has some really fun parts. I don't like it. I don't like the acting.
It's entirely just I have a soft spot for Dennis Quaid, and destruction porn is kind of fun every now and then, and that's the best I have to say about that movie.
Yeah. The Patriot is a good movie. Um, it could have been a lot better.
So
Especially
I think the Patriot though
like
had
it has
some
an extended edition that's actually quite good.
yeah Patriot also I think had some real talent. I mean Heath Ledger, Jason
Mm-hmm.
Isaacs, obviously Mel Gibson. I mean you had some good talent in that
Odo.
movie that I'm sure helped it quite a bit.
Odo was in that one.
Oh, that's right, Renee. I cannot pronounce his last name. I feel bad. He's a
Yeah,
brilliant
me
actor.
neither.
He's such a good actor.
Yeah,
Rest in peace.
he was a great actor. Rest in peace on that one. Really good voice actor too. All kinds
Yeah.
of things. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Good.
I think it's like Arbage
Young
and Wa.
Justice, stuff like that.
I know it ends in Wa. It's like Arbage and Wa, I think.
Aubergine. I don't know.
Anyways.
But the thing is, I keep thinking of stuff like, did you ever see White House Down with Channing Tatum?
No, I managed to avoid that movie too.
That is, I was thinking about this movie, okay, because Independence Day Resurgence, I wanted to leave. I thought it was so awful. I'm like, this is hurting my soul. I don't want to be here anymore. And then I realized a memory unlocked that I think that I had previously blocked. I was just like, oh my god, I had the same exact experience watching freaking White House Down. Okay, it was so bad. It is one of the most painfully bad movies I have ever seen.
Was that the same summer as
All
Olympus Has Fallen? Was that another
it
Hollywood thing where
was,
two White House movies came out at
uh-huh,
the same time? And
twin
Olympus Had
movies. Yeah.
Fallen was not that good either, but it was better from what I heard than White House Down.
Oh, it's a work of art in comparison to White House Down.
Nice.
The end of White House Down has a little girl doing a like team spirit flag routine with the American flag in front of the White House to wave off some fighter jets that are about to bomb it.
Nice.
And against orders, seeing this flag dance, they decide to disobey their orders and not bomb the White House.
So I'm assuming that it's not quite the green smoke on his knees on Alcatraz Nick Cage moment level drama, right?
No, imagine that, except instead of green smoke, it's a little girl doing a flag routine with the American flag.
Nice. It sounds like I should have seen it. Like Dave, I should have been there in the theater. And that was another movie where I could just tell the tone of it was not something I was interested in.
No,
and as much as I respect,
it was also a political hit piece. All the bad guys were far right lunatics.
Oh, nice. Well, that's also one too where
president out of racism.
I fully respect that Jamie Foxx is actually a pretty talented actor. I just never been drawn to his movies. I don't know if that's mean or if that says something about me, but I respect the guy's
he's
talent.
kind of annoying. He really is.
I just don't.
He's a good actor. He annoys me on screen.
He won an Oscar
he's
for
not
his
Will Smith, and he thinks he's Will Smith.
He won an Oscar for Ray, didn't he? Am I imagining that?
I think so.
Yeah.
He did really good in Django Unchained.
I heard, yeah. It's one of the few Tarantino films I have not seen yet. I've never seen that one.
I really didn't need to see a scrotum.
Anyways, but we're talking about, so this film, yeah, okay, really fast. I do have one important question for you because, Roland Emmerich, I feel like he belongs in the conversation. So would you rate him last in the Snyder, Bay, Emmerich? If you had to rank them, would you rank him below those two directors as far as talent?
I would. Because I don't think of Roland Emmerich in the same vein as Michael Bay, J.J. Abrams, and Zack Snyder. Okay? Because those are the three that I think of when I'm just like, oh, these talented directors who just make really crappy decisions and need better writers. No. Roland Emmerich is the problem.
Yeah.
Those other three are talented at what they do. Despite some the egos that prevent them from not writing their own work.
Those three filmmakers can make a fantastic film if it's written by somebody else.
This guy will take something written by other people. Roland Emmerich will take something that's a good premise that could even be theoretically well written. I don't know. Or he just chooses the worst possible scripts and he shoots them in crappy ways. He had an eye for the cheesiness that melded really well with the 90s, but once you hit the 2010s, it was just gone.
Yeah.
And his action, his disaster porn, looks really good, but as it's evolved, it's just become more and more plasticky and junky. And this movie and Moonfall show that more than anything.
This one, to me, this movie is guilty of the CG destruction part of it specifically. We'll talk about a lot of it, but the CG destruction part of this film, I was just bored, which to me is way worse than if CG is bad to the point where it's distractingly bad, and I kind of get into oh my gosh, wow, how did this even happen? It engages me in a weird way. This was just this is just noise. I don't care about any of this. This is just crap on the screen that I have no investment in of any kind. It also is ridiculous what's happening. We'll talk about that when we get to that scene. But I was shocked at how the level of destruction in this movie and some of those other movies like Moonfall and 2012. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But why don't you give us the quick rundown of this movie, and we'll have plenty of time. Even though this movie's only 2 hours long, I feel like we'll have plenty of time to talk because we're not going to get caught up watching this thing.
Oh my gosh. Yes, so we have Independence Day Resurgence. 2016, it is rated
Massive cast.
PG-13, and it is pretty much exactly 2 hours long. And the cast, which is not only massive, but too massive. We have listed Liam Hemsworth, Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, Jesse T. Usher, Micah Monroe, Celia Ward, William Fitcher, Judd Hirsch, Brent Spiner, Vivica A. Fox, Angela Baby. I forgot that was an
Seriously,
actual person.
that's her name, like her screen name.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, her screen name, Angela Baby. And a whole bunch of other people who play little parts throughout the thing, such as Charlotte Gainsborough, Deborah Operai, Nicola Wright, Travis Tope, Chin Han. I'm gonna massacre this. Gabenga Anakabe,
Hmm.
and several others. Patrick Saint Esprit.
Well, and a lot of the cast of this movie was specifically designed to try to get an international audience, correct?
That is correct. The woman who I mentioned, Angela Baby, playing Rain Lao, is a Chinese actress. Half Chinese, half German, actually. And there were a number of things in this movie, like a lot of movies during that time, especially things like Battleship, uh, Iron Man 3. There's a couple others, but I need to look them up.
Yeah.
They really wanted to break into the Chinese audience. You
Well,
actually see that a lot in uh, the marketing for the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Where
Yeah.
if you look at the Chinese marketing versus the American marketing, they show certain characters less because they didn't think they'd fly for a Chinese audience.
Well, this is, it's funny because I'm one of those weirdos who enjoy like looking at box office numbers. I watch. No shock to anybody listening to this podcast for a while now. I watch Dan Merle's box office breakdown every Monday or Tuesday, depending on when he drops it. And it's interesting. I know, shocking, but it is interesting. Specifically, the Chinese market was so huge for a couple years there. Like it saved several movies from being disasters. I mean, in good, some of them were good movies, like not Independence Day, Pacific Rim. The reason it got a sequel was because of China.
Is that a good thing?
I mean, I'm glad that it got the chance to add a sequel. Then they just blew how to do it. Several of the recent Fast and the Furious films, the only reason why they were huge hits is because of China. And weirdly, some of the MCU movies really hit it well over there. But they're really the Meg, which is a weird, like, bad movie that I kind of like. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a bad movie, but I like it.
I went to a drive-through date to see the Meg. It was a really fun time.
Yeah, it's just Jason Statham punches a prehistoric shark on the nose. I mean, what's not to like? If that's not Jason Statham wrapped up in one sentence, I don't know what else is. And it's weird how it really was a big deal for a while, and there was a lot of work being done and then it just kind of fell off. And I mean, and there's a myriad of, there's political reasons, there's cultural reasons, there's, COVID had a part of it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff there, but it's weird that the Chinese market basically doesn't matter once again to the Western, Hollywood. It just it spiked. It was a huge deal, and now it almost doesn't matter again. And it's just one of those odd things that is a historical footnote at this point in kind of box office history.
Well, part of it does have to do with just politics.
Oh yeah.
And all that, but another large part of it was the fact that once we started making movies that really pandered to the Chinese, they actually became less interested in the movies because you get Chinese tourists a lot, but when you're dealing with a nation of over 1 billion people and with a particular type of politics and regime they have over there, not a lot of people get to travel. So you have to cast your mind way back into like the 1960s and 1950s with those type of movies that the Americans were making. It was for people who didn't have access to travel a lot. Think specifically of the James Bond films. Those were considered tourist movies, where you would go and watch these movies so you could see what life is like in
Yeah.
other places. And they spend 20 minutes of Thunderball freaking scuba diving.
Yeah.
Because people were just like, "Ooh, this is so cool. I'm not going to be able to go do scuba diving like that." The James
like
Bond
to.
novels themselves are considered almost like for tourists who couldn't for tourism because they couldn't travel. So they would read about somebody having an experience in the Bahamas and all these places.
I think of
China
the
likes
term
that.
globetrotting adventures.
Yes, globe-trotting adventures. China likes the movies that show a life that they don't have. So when you start marketing, look, it's just like your guys' life. They're like, okay,
We live
what
here.
are you guys doing?
Yeah. We want. I mean, and it makes sense. The whole point of, I mean, there is absolutely an artistic reason for serious introspective dramas examining the human condition, and you get amazed by the writing, by the insight, by the acting. But then you also want the escapism. You want to say, like, no, I don't want what I have. I want to imagine something amazing or something cool or something better or something more exciting. And that is a very valid and real part of entertainment also that sometimes the artists kind of forget, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is very
My life
true.
sucks. I don't want to be reminded how much my life sucks. I don't care how well you
Right?
acted or wrote about how much my life sucks. I know I'm living it. Give me something really cool and amazing. I want to watch beautiful people do things that I could never imagine doing myself.
It's interesting you bring that up because I was literally just watching a video breaking down a movie called Rampage, which was made by The Rock, I believe in 2017.
I never saw it, but I know about it.
But he specifically used his star power to bully the production team into filming a alternate ending that's a happy ending, which is ultimately the one that they went with, because it was going to be kind of a tragic end. And he was like, no, people have enough tragedy. Like he literally had this clause in contracts for a long time where the movies he was in needed to have happy endings because he wanted them to be escapist fantasies because there's enough crappy stuff happening in real life as it is.
Yeah.
And I found that very interesting. Because I was literally watching that because this thought occurred to me watching this awful movie. Of like, how could this movie be fixed? Part of it was like, they need a lead that has charisma. I'm like, you know what? The Rock was getting big during this time, and he was getting millions, but this wasn't like highest paid actor in Hollywood time yet.
No.
I think if they had a decent enough script, they could have gotten The Rock to lead this thing, and it would be 10 times better than
yeah, it is. I mean, shout out to a pitch meeting on this one, but
yes.
the whole we can't get Will Smith. Okay, we can get somebody equally as charismatic and just like no, we're not going to do that. Okay,
no.
Just like it's so true. I don't even know who this guy is, and I feel bad because I have no idea.
What, Liam Hemsworth?
No. Well, sorry, I'm thinking of the guy. Liam Hemsworth is kind of flat. I'm thinking of the guy that gets to play Will Smith's son, who is equally just utterly forgettable.
Oh my gosh, yes, Jesse T. Usher. Okay, which this is
related to Usher?
probably a racism thing. I thought he was related to Usher.
Well, I just asked. Like, maybe I'm like, well, Usher said his name. Like, I don't think it's a crazy question to ask. Like,
it's Usher's son. I thought he was Usher.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little. It's not Usher. I mean, okay, but he is Usher's son.
I don't know enough about Usher, but yes, he's. That's
See,
why
I worked in the group homes long enough that I do know about Usher.
He's credited as Jesse T. Usher, even though yeah. So
is Usher his legal last name? Like, is Usher's last name Usher? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's essentially Jesse T. Usher II. He's Jesse T. Usher Jr.
I mean, good for him. He's got a successful dad. But I've never.
More than that. You wouldn't know
else?
this because yes, he is. In fact, he is in one of the largest and most successful TV shows of the last 10 years. But you and I wouldn't really pay any attention to this because we both hate it, or at least I hate it, and I think you hate it.
Oh no!
He is one of the main antagonists of the TV show The Boys.
Oh really? No,
Yes.
see. I don't have an opinion on The Boys because I've never seen an episode of it.
I hate it.
Yeah, I'm aware. I did watch.
You love Superman from the 70s, right? The
Oh, yeah.
first Christopher Reeve,
Yes.
1977?
Oh, yes. It's one of my three.
No, 1976?
One of my three
Tell you
most
what.
seminal films.
Imagine that you have a superhero thing made
Yeah.
specifically because they hate that nature of superheroes.
Yeah. No, I'm
That's what The
familiar
Boys
with. I've actually seen a lot of clips from The Boys, because I like Carl Urban a lot, and so I've seen a
Mhm.
lot of his stuff. And then I watched a bunch of clips of who's the actor? Is it Jensen Ackles playing Soldier Boy?
Yep.
I watched a lot of
Jensen
clips of him fighting, and then I was just like, I don't care about spoilers. I'm never gonna watch this show, so I watched the last White House scene where he killed him. So that was kind of fun. I saw the whole show. Look at that. I saw it in like a half an hour.
It's the type of show where I remember watching it because I was told that I would really like it, and I started watching it, or at least the first season. You get to like the third or fourth episode of the first season, and you literally have the hero of the show go on a monologue as to why Christianity is a stupid and outdated belief, and anybody who falls for it is a schmuck and a rube.
Hmm.
And then later, you have people who are literally standing around for like an abortion protest, and because of that reason, you shouldn't feel bad that they're all brutally murdered. Like, politics aside, that type of crap. That's one of the reasons why the movie
Wow.
Kingsman bothers me. They give you one of
Yeah.
the best action sequences in all of film. The only justification for why it's fun to watch these people get killed
They're
is
Christians.
because they're religious lunatics. And
Yeah.
yeah, their religious views are bad, but they're still innocent civilians being
Yeah.
massacred for your entertainment. And I
Yeah, that's. Anyways,
okay, rant
No,
about The Boys is done. I want
yeah, but to say people
I
are
will
like
keep going and
tuned
going
in for
and going and
Independence Day
going.
Resurgence, and they're like, "What are these guys talking about?" Hey, at this point,
Anything but Independence Day Resurgence.
no, we got to start this so we
Yeah,
can get through
let's
it.
do it.
And there is going to be some fun conversations with this. I actually do have slightly contrary views to Jack's. Why did I just call you Jack? Oh, it's Zach.
I went by Jack for a while because there were 7 other Zacks in my class.
Anyways, I
including
do
one
have,
that
I
had the
do
middle
have
name of Jason.
some very. I have a few less angry views about this movie than Zach does, but I still don't think this movie is good in any way, shape, or form. So, with that, let's get into this. Trying to be a good podcaster again. Please, if you're listening and you want, for some reason, you want to hear more about us, you want to hear more of these, hit a like button or a star rating button on whatever you're listening to. You feel like dropping us a comment saying you guys are idiots, or we love you guys, or why haven't you done this movie yet? We might be doing that movie. If we don't have it on our list, we might put it on the list if we get a comment about one. So shoot us a message, a rating, whatever you want to do. We appreciate it.
You should.
And
because
with
I am an
that,
idiot.
we are going to. Thank goodness there's no longer extended cut of this movie, right? There's just the one.
And then
We both had to pay to watch this movie, and we both had to give Amazon our hard-earned money to put ourselves through this.
There is a sale on this movie right now. Okay, this can be rented for $3.99, or it could be bought for $4.99. I chose to rent it.
I'm not buying this
because I don't want this movie in my library.
You would see this movie every time you scrolled through your stuff. You're like, no, go away.
I don't want that trauma. All right, let's get into it.
Oh, we're gonna hit that play button in 3, 2, 1, go.
But you are
goodness.
totally right. This movie's biggest sin is, or one of its biggest sins more than anything, is just being boring. Which, if there's one thing that the original had, all stupidity, cheesiness, whatever aside, it was never boring.
No.
At all. And my thing about opening with a terrible narration? I hate movies that have bad narrations.
You really don't like narration in general, but if it's a bad narration, especially.
Oh my god. I really like the movie Aquaman. I think that it is fun, stupid, molten Skittles being poured into your eyes with a bunch of really dumb, awesome, comic-accurate costumes and overacting. Love it. The opening and closing narrations to that movie are one of the most cringeworthy and painful things I have ever experienced in my life. This movie doesn't have an opening narration, but it has a completely nonsensical clip show of the first movie.
Yeah, it's just nostalgia bait immediately.
Worse. Oh, yeah. You realize that this was prime nostalgia time? This was the era of massive nostalgia bait.
Mm. I just when I start because so everybody I didn't say this in the opening. I never saw this movie until 4 days ago, and I sat down and I looked at my wife and daughter and I said, "You guys want to watch a bad movie with me?" And they're like, "Sure," because they're good sports. And my wife Jennifer actually, she really has a soft spot for just some schlocky, cheesy action stuff. And she's like, "You know what? I've never seen that either. Let's go for it." And so we sat out. So I watched this for the first time ever, and the fact that it opened with like this speech happening in the background, I immediately was just like, "Oh, they actually are doing this. That they really thought that that's how this is the best way to open this movie." It was just, it was bad.
You see, the first one had this.
This looks so cheap immediately. By the way, is this mystery. CG very low res? All of a sudden, that pan over that ship.
Yeah,
that looks so cheap and cheesy. All of a sudden,
it looked about PS3.
Yeah, but to say that looked like a video game cutscene, not a blockbuster.
But there was this mystery to the ships and the aliens in the original, right? It was such a build up and revelation when we finally saw them. This thing immediately jumps in and we see this new ship. We see how big it is. And I like the idea potentially of having like the implication of that speech being like transmitted via radio waves, and maybe they're picking it up, but there's still like a what do you call it? Like a mystery, right?
Yeah. Also, too, I didn't realize that the aliens had full like alligator level teeth in their mouths. Like when it screams.
Yeah, we never saw any teeth. I don't think we saw teeth again.
Right then. I if we stopped this and went back, it was I'm gonna say like, why do the aliens have like they look like a Gorn from Star Trek all of a sudden inside their mouths? Okay,
here's another narration. I get that it's supposed to be a speech. It's an awful speech.
Yeah. Not to mention, we got these big ass TVs. Gotta love those.
Well, I mean, billboards. Yeah, this entire thing I don't necessarily hate. Okay, actually, I was going to bring this up. Much like what we've talked about with Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Acolyte, the elevator pitch for this movie isn't bad.
No.
But God, like, I don't even know. The idea of the cities all being a lot more put together. Will Smith.
Sorry.
The massive portrait of Will Smith in the back.
It's like a presidential portrait.
Well, I mean, he'd be pretty important.
He would. He would.
He'd be pretty freaking important.
Stella Ward is a good actress that just is completely forgettable in this movie.
I've never thought she was all that special. I don't remember her in like anything, to be honest.
She was in the 80s and 90s. She had a couple of big movies, but I'll leave it at that.
So Will Smith was not offered. He wanted supposedly $50 million for this movie. That is as much as this was in 2014 that he asked for $50 million to be in this movie. It wasn't for another 10 years that an actor would get $50 million up front for a movie, and that was The Rock for the movie Red 1.
Oh, gosh.
Like, Will Smith just wanted to do other movies, so he asked for this absurd amount of money.
I do think, not that it would have saved this movie, but I think if he had been in this movie, it would have significantly made it better.
I think so too. Part of it being that Will Smith actually tends to have a lot of creative input in the movies he's in, and he tends to help the movies he's in more than hurt them.
I was about to say, I actually, a lot of people don't realize this, but he's similar to guys like Tom Cruise is a great example, Keanu Reeves, actors who are very involved in the production, who are very invested, they're not just showing up to get a check. Like, they're very invested in the films that they're in. He's definitely one of those also. Sometimes for worse, but a lot of times for better.
Yeah, agreed. This and another sin of this movie is the color palette. It's so blue and bland.
Well, this is also back when, like, blue means it's high tech, right? I mean, it's just like synonymous. Blue LEDs, J.J. Abrams putting them on everything.
It looks like clean Armageddon. Like
That's a
this
good way of
ship
putting
here,
it.
right?
That's a really good way of putting it.
You have this whole thing. They're in these tugs, right? And it just the cockpit design, the color scheme, the way that they're dressed, um, just looks like clean Armageddon. That's the best way to put it. You have this little situation. We're introduced to Liam Hemsworth here, who is just a sinkhole of charisma. I don't know how this guy is an actor. He's not good. He's not good in anything. He's serviceable at best in like the Hunger Games movies. But that's it. And as a replacement for Henry Cavill on The Witcher, it's insulting. But in this movie, he's a complete just sinkhole of charisma, and he's supposed to be like the replacement for Will Smith.
This is also like, okay, right here, we have I mean, obviously this is being orchestrated to, show this guy's a risk taker. This guy is like, can think on his feet. And, again, this is a scene like on paper. I get what they're trying to do for character. But this laser falling over would have killed all the people here. All these people who said tugs evacuate, they all would have died. Like, if you have all these things designed to move heavy objects, it would have actually been much more sensible to be like, all right, everybody, like, no, get in there and stabilize this thing. Instead of just like, no, just let it fall and let it kill us. It'll be fine.
No, virtually every military decision in this movie is complete nonsense.
Yeah, so stupid.
And then his friend here who made the mistake, like, screwed everything up, and he doesn't get any reprisals because it wasn't Liam Hemsworth that did this. It was his idiot partner.
Now this actor though, he's been in a couple things, and I'm having trouble placing him for some reason. But I know that he's been in some other films. The Asian kind of like base commander here.
Yes, his name is Chin Han, playing this character of excuse me, I burped. Commander Zhang. But no, he's been in a lot of things. I mostly know him from The Dark Knight.
Oh, that's right.
He was a character by the name of Lau.
Yeah, he was the finance guy.
Mm-hmm. He's the one who got burned on top of the pile of money.
Yeah.
And he was in Mortal Kombat. He played Shang Tsung.
I was so sad to see William Fichtner in this because I like William Fichtner. He's one of those actors that just he's just got this cool factor. He's got such a distinct face, and he's been in so many great movies, and he's just so utterly forgettable.
He was also in The Dark
movie.
Knight, in fact.
Yeah, he was in the bank opening. He was the like the mob enforcer with a shotgun there.
Yeah,
he was in Armageddon also.
You know whose money this is? You know who you're stealing from? But the Asian actor there, he was also in Captain America: Winter Soldier. He was the Asian council member.
Oh, that's right.
Dies from a mean badge.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was on the council. You're right. But yeah, William Fichtner, striking eyes. That's a weird thing to say, I guess, about a dude, but it's true. He's just got like these striking blue eyes. It reminds me of Neil McDowell. Is another one who has the same. You just get like close on his face, and you're just like, dude. Okay, this whole thing. One of my biggest things, and again, I've only seen this once, but recently, everything connected to the subplot that's kind of getting going here is utterly meaningless, other than being
meaningless and redundant.
Yeah, it I suppose is like why the Queen becomes vulnerable because she cares about it, but none of it matters. None of it. It's all nonsense, and it goes like there's.
Oh wait,
an
are you talking about the
interesting
sphere?
Yeah, like the idea that they've been like fighting the aliens here. This one managed to land. It like somehow then like I think what they correct me if I'm wrong. The image that everybody who's crazy in this movie is always sketching on their walls, whether it's President Whitmore or Brent Spiner, or it's supposed to be the sphere, right?
Yes, because so this is actually part of the movie that I like the idea of.
Oh yeah, there's a really cool
I don't like the execution of.
There's a prequel here that I want to see.
This is exactly. This is prequel and sequel bait wrapped in one. Yeah. This whole sphere thing. This whole this.
They were so sure they were going to make another one of these,
fighting the aliens. Because for those of you who haven't seen this movie and may have seen the original, they reveal that one of the alien ships landed on Earth, and they have in Africa, and the Africans have been fighting a land war for 10 years, for 20 years, against the aliens that have
Okay,
infected a
do
small area of the Congo.
do you actually believe for a second that in the aftermath of the war in 96, if there was a ship in Africa that landed intact, that he never would have been here before, that the Western world wouldn't have swooped in and taken charge of this thing almost as soon as it could have? Like the idea that they actually left this thing to be handled by the local African governments for 20 years, like that is one of the most preposterous ideas that I think exists in this film. There is no way that would have been allowed to happen. And I'm not saying that as like
To an
in a
extent,
defensive way.
this is one of the things where I'm willing to give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. Okay, they wrote a prequel novel that came out just before the movie did, that went over the death of Will Smith's character, which was stupid, by the way.
It's like a test
But
flight, right?
which that makes perfect sense to me. If they were going to do a third movie, the test flight would actually give them the opportunity. Okay, they say that Will Smith's character died in testing a new alien technology ship. Okay, and I'm sitting here going, oh, they could make a third movie, and if Will Smith was available and liked the second one, they could totally bring him back by saying it was some sort of like alien propulsion type of thing, and maybe he like warped. You know, maybe he went through a wormhole or something, and he's
I love that
actually out in the universe somewhere.
I love
They
they
could do
walked
that
up
if they
that
wanted to.
ramp. Sorry, they
Mhm.
absolutely would have drived or at least golf carted up that ramp. That thing's way too tall to just stroll up.
But it's a cool image.
It's a freaking mile.
It's a striking image.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
But in this prequel novel, they do talk about this ship, and it has to do with this gentleman in the beret. Okay, but also David. They go with the fact that David, even though he's the head of this Earth Defense Force now, he actually had a lot of radical ideas that the government didn't like, and they pushed him into a little bunker, not allowed to do anything. And that movie is about him getting back up into the ranking, and becoming head of this thing. And it was shortly before the beginning of this.
Yeah.
So they had a whole backstory written that explains why he's been cut out.
I understand
but
why he might have been, but
Mhm.
how the
Oh,
only
they did.
the only
It's actually been an
intact ship.
ongoing war, and like that was the main crux, is that they were containing these things, but they were really dug in their ship and yada yada yada.
But
And
that
it was the conflict for the entire prequel novel.
it doesn't matter. It's not worth any more energy at this point. I find the situation to be unrealistic, like so many things in this movie. Okay,
I agree.
this is
Oh,
Whitmore's daughter, right?
this is supposed to be Whitmore's daughter, and the actress who played young, the younger version, I don't remember what they named her in this movie, because they didn't give her. Did they give her a name in the first one?
She might have had a name like in the credits, but I don't think it's said in the movie anywhere.
Yeah, but her name's Patricia. Okay, Mae Whitman, the actress who played her in the original, is still alive. She's still attractive, and she's still acting. And they decided to go with this, stick of a girl instead. And it's really dumb. They could have had the original actress back, and I don't understand why they didn't. I was trying to look for any information on that, and I didn't see anything. But
It's also one of those things. I mean, by no means is this movie unique in this sin, but one of those things where like everybody's randomly connected still. The president's daughter is like dating the best friend of Will Smith's son, who also he's pissed at, and it's one of those. Again, by no means is this movie unique in this particular problem, but it's definitely not innocent of it either.
Of all the things in this movie, I'll give a pass. That is one of them, because because they're all pilots, elite pilots, and it would make sense why the president's daughter would end up in an elite pilot school.
Yeah.
So, and the son of Hiller would end up in an elite pilot
nepotism
school.
there.
Little nepotism, exactly. So it does make sense to me why all of them might be in the same. But did you watch the Nostalgia Critics review of this?
I did not. I only watched the film. I've watched the pitch meeting, the honest trailer. I watched Jeremy John's review of it and Drinker's review of it, and that's pretty much it.
So there's the nostalgia critic who can be really annoying sometimes, but he keeps getting calls throughout the entire review of the movie, and somebody's just like, "Hello, nostalgia critic, it's me." Gives their full name. Do you remember that time that we did this and this and this and this to give context to this phone call? And just gives them way too much information about themselves and like exposition of their lives that makes no sense for anybody to bring up in real conversation. And that's this movie.
I love the whole
dialogue and exposition makes zero sense.
Yeah, this whole like the crew of this moon base are like all fanboy and girling over these pilots is kind of fun.
Yeah, because these are their big legacy squadron and all this crap.
Oh, it's moon milk. Nice.
It's moon milk. What is moon milk? Is that like blue milk?
I either that or it could be like malt milk. I know that malt milk is a big thing over in Asia, right?
No.
It is. I mean, I was just watching the Computex over in Taipei was last week, so I watched a bunch of coverage on that, and a couple of the people that I follow in the tech space, they say they love going to Taipei because they like getting malt milk, which apparently you can't get in America, but they love it over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in America that we're not allowed to get for really stupid. They say that it's health reasons. It's business reasons. It's money reasons.
Oh no, it's the thing.
Oh my goodness!
I'm giving you that stare. Yeah. Okay.
Dude,
Liam Hemsworth.
I don't understand the decision to make a rivalry between these two.
It's just, I mean, this movie really is written with a soap opera level understanding of like characters, right?
And the military.
Yeah, yeah. The floor is very slippery. Oh man, it's I'm going to talk about Chris Hemsworth for just a second. It's interesting because you think about like they're brothers, right? Chris Hemsworth
yes, they are
is
brothers.
so.
There's actually a third brother who is a way better actor.
Okay, Chris Hemsworth, he's so much fun as Thor. And I've not seen the Extraction films, but I've heard that they're okay for action films. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah, no, their action is exceptional.
But he's never really been able to break out of Thor. My point is that those are fairly well regarded films for Netflix movies, but he's also struggled to really break out of Thor. And he's a handsome, funny guy. So is Liam just like good looking enough and he has the right last name? Is that how he's made his, somewhat of a successful career?
Yes. So the Hemsworths were really big in soap operas over in Australia. And that like Thor gets his movie and there's Chris Hemsworth, and actually before Thor, freaking Star Trek.
Yeah.
Where Chris Hemsworth did a genuinely good acting job, okay? And it kind of got the rest of them into the mainstream over here, but Liam Hemsworth is the weakest of them by far. Oh, one of the things I wanted to mention about other Hemsworth, Chris Hemsworth, is that he's actually moved away from that kind of acting largely. He still does his stuff, especially like the Extraction movies and whatnot, but he's focused more on like a documentary series that he put together for
wasn't he
the Disney Plus?
Didn't he I feel bad if I'm wrong about this. Isn't he dealing with something in a personal health area that he's worried about in the future? There was something I remembered. Am I imagining that?
Oh, okay. I have a question for you. How is it that you're in a coma for 20 years and you gain weight? And you're not atrophied?
And you still have that much hair.
And you well, that makes sense. Your hair would still grow.
It would. I do love this. This is actually kind of a funny. As much as it doesn't make any sense, it is
being gay.
It is it's a funny scene. Like just like Brent Spiner's having a good time. His whole like reaction to his hair. I mean, it's utter nonsense.
Oh, I really do love Brent Spiner in this movie, but he's in a completely different movie as everybody else.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, so this we got.
Oh, there's the defense mainframe.
This whole thing too, like, okay, so the whole moon vanished. Like, that wouldn't immediately be like, I don't know.
Red alert! All hands to battle stations.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead here by a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The utter stupidity of why the satellite network around Earth weren't ready to fire the instant that thing got into range is just like I don't understand. You can still have
that's just it. They say all the right buzzwords, but they screw up everything related to how a war, how a defense system should work. There is okay. I was going to bring this up earlier. One of the reasons why this movie infuriates me so badly is that so many of its mistakes could be very, 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 very easily and simply rectified with minor changes.
Yeah.
The information regarding like all of the stuff that's said in really crappy dialogue can be easily rectified in the same amount of time with slight changes to how that information is delivered. And I'm sorry if you can hear my cat
I can,
screaming
but
her head
it's
off
okay.
right now.
Okay, also too, minor thing, the rank insignia, like the random like versions of Air Force sergeants on these soldiers of so many high-ranking people in this movie, just don't make any sense at all.
No, they don't. There's just so much in this movie that could be fixed with bare minimum effort. And they didn't do it. And that is this movie's greatest sin.
Got the Omega symbol there. It's a big deal.
Mm.
Or no, sorry,
That
not
means
Omega.
that they're in the DC
Alpha,
universe, right? And it's going to be
Is that the Alpha or the Omega
no,
symbol?
it was the Omega symbol.
It is the Omega symbol. Okay.
It means they're in the DC universe, and it's going to be Darkseid.
Darkseid show up. Yeah. Oh, and this whole thing of like I'm instantly in love, and he's kind of played for laughs, and you know, just of course she's beautiful, and it's so cheesy. It's just it's not charming, right? It's just stupid.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Randomly also have this the Chinese flag is like spread out in front of the ship. Like, what were they doing like a ceremony there? Oh no, they were prepping it because later we have the scene where they fly. Okay, I just answered my question because they do like the formation thing outside where the flags flutter in the air that's not there on the moon.
Also, this is gonna sound bad, okay? But this guy who loves this Chinese woman, right? This actor, I don't know how else to phrase it other than he has a face that is made to play a gay character. There's something about like his face and his lips and his hair. He should be playing a gay man. Also, it says that he was 23 and a half. That was his actual age from when this movie was released because he and I are exactly the same age.
Oh, funny.
Hmm.
So, is this the entire moon base? This one laser?
It's an installation, yeah.
But I mean, like, is this it? Is this like the moon base?
I mean, it might go underground.
Maybe. All right, because they like were just dropping off this laser. This is like the Star Trek Generations, right? Like this is Tuesday, and they just got their laser
Right.
installed. You know?
Right. It's not very big.
And also too, all the ships show up now like through wormholes or hyperdrives or whatever, so that unlike the first movie where they can like detect them coming, from a little ways away, like they got rid of that.
Not quite, because they did detect the other thing, because they talked about, what's this weird shadow way over Saturn base?
Yeah.
The whole thing here is that again, they don't explain it well because they're too worried about the drama and they're not worried enough about having the plot make sense. Is that you're supposed to have the alien mothership is showing up because they found out that one of their expeditionary forces was defeated by a local population, which is Earth. So they're coming to deal with this. And this alien in the Heart of Gold here this spheroid alien, came to warn them and try and evacuate some of them. And they took the sphere as an enemy and they destroyed it.
Yeah.
So that'll actually make sense in a plot sense. But it doesn't make any sense if you don't explain it properly.
This is one of those weird. This is the Son of Life, threats minute. This is one of those like you can send a team. The whole like, let's just wait a day to go check this thing out.
Like, why would they do that? Get a team up there after the celebration?
Or why would they send a
world would that exist in?
Even if David can't be there right away, you would still send a team out immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea that well he can't come, so let's just ignore it for a day. It's just stupid. I did like the little detail that it looked like the same energy beam from the city destroying ships. You know, where you have the initial laser and then kind of the pulse out of it. You know, it was a nice little nod there. But so I genuinely kind of feel bad for Bill Pullman in this movie.
Oh yeah,
he's just like, I mean, I get it. You're hired back to play like the crazy old man, and I actually think that he, like, from an acting point of view, I don't think he's horrible. I just feel bad that like this is what he was asked to come back and do.
I don't mind. I actually don't mind his role. I just wish that they had done a little bit better by him at the end of the movie, because that's where they really fall down with it.
Yeah.
Like he was so close.
He was. I mean, they just, hey, yeah. Again, I think his acting is fine. I don't mind that he's traumatized and he's got like PTSD essentially. Plus alien
well, it's not just
mind
PTSD,
stuff
but
going on.
It was like they do establish that there's a telepathic bond between humans who get telepathized by the aliens, and so he is a victim of that.
Yeah. This dude though,
he's meaningless to the plot, but I want the whole movie to be about him.
Yeah, like I say, he's got some charisma. He's like, when the camera's on him, you're like, okay, I'm interested in this guy.
Like that's who the movie should be about. Okay, have this guy, because all right, imagine how well this could work. You have this dude who has been hunting aliens in the Congo for 20 years. He is a badass. He somehow gets a piece of alien information. Maybe he gets it into his brain and it's stuck there and he has insight, okay? And then he's pretty much let into the larger world. He doesn't know what's been going on in the world for 20 years. He's been focusing on fighting these aliens every day. And you then have an excuse for people to be giving him information that everybody else should know. And it makes sense for that information to be delivered in an expositionary format. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's... She also should be... Oh, gosh. I'm like... Again, there's so many characters. This is nuts.
Exactly. Cast is way too big.
Yeah, you have the helpless bureaucrat back there. You've got this scientist lady who's like antagonistic for Jeff Goldblum, who kind of like ceases to be important later on. You've just all these people that end up being meaningless.
Yeah, Charlotte Gainsborough. And it was so funny. Like, she's the main character in Lars von Trier's trilogy of feel-bad movies. Things like Antichrist and Nymphomaniac and things like that are just about how humanity is the worst and things are just gross and nasty and evil. And she looks like she's having a worse time in this movie than in those.
That's saying something.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the wide shot. That shows again just it's a big ship down there, 15-mile wide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did actually find this
out?
scene a little bit funny. I mean, it's silly, it's kind of stupid, but it's just funny.
Which one?
This whole thing. I mean, it's dumb
because he doesn't like flying.
I know. It's just it makes me chuckle. Okay, here's another
This
just like
genuinely makes me mad.
yeah, I was, he was so great in the first Independence Day. And it's just so if you're going to bring him back, do something other than just send him on a random chase where he happens to be in the middle of the destruction and then in the middle of the ending in a school bus. It's just like, all right.
No, he should have been a cameo. He should have been like on a boat somewhere, and uh Jeff Goldblum like calls him, and it's just like, are you like the aliens are invading? And he's like, oh no, this man also hasn't aged in 20 years.
No.
Like, look at him. He looks
you could have thought
exactly
that
the same as in the first
yeah,
movie.
you could have thought that he shot these back to back.
Mhm. And but it's just he should have been a cameo. This movie, if you cut out all the unnecessary crap and extra excuse me, and extra cast members that don't need to be there, this movie would be like an hour and 10 minutes long. Imagine what you could do getting rid of those actors' roles, okay, and their fees, and focusing on smaller characters, bigger scope story, and more interesting action. Like, God, the stuff you could do, the missed opportunity that is this movie. Because I love this crap. I love investigating crashed alien ships.
Yeah.
I like a landed giant alien city-sized ship in the middle of the jungle. Like, that's good crap. Give me more of that. Give me more of this humanity that is trying to meld its technology with
Well, we both
alien technology.
yeah.
Mm.
We both enjoy a lot of science fiction that is versions of how does humanity deal with an ongoing like unraveling in terms of just like after an encounter, what happens then as you learn more. I mean, it's the entire premise of Stargate, right? That premise is really interesting to both of us, and
So
this movie
really
just
fast,
skips
though,
past
we
all of it.
did just have a cameo
Yeah, by
by
Gray.
the general, General Gray, and this movie is actually dedicated to him because he died very shortly after filming this movie.
Yeah, it didn't even come out yet, right? Didn't he die before it even was released?
No, he died very shortly after filming.
Oh, it's just sad.
I do like these spacesuits, though. That was one of the things watching this. I'm like, okay, this looks like an appropriate evolution of humanity's spacesuits if they were made with alien technology. There is the aesthetic, you know?
Yeah, I do like the actually I like the tugs also. I think that
Why are the flags rippling in space?
I know they should just be straight behind. I was gonna say though, I do like the tug design. I should have said that earlier.
Mhm.
I think it's just it's kind of a cool, very utilitarian. The way that they move in space is kind of cool. But this is just like oh
This hurt me to watch. This is one of those things where it's like awkward and like ooh. These guys are just like he's not supposed to be there. Yeah, it's just he does this role so well. Like I can't not like him in this role because he's doing exactly what he's supposed to. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to, but it's also sad. But he makes me feel something in his role.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, and here we go. So they stopped by. They already conquered the Romulans because they assimilated the cloaking device. These are the Borg.
I don't. They're the Romuborg. They're the Borgillans. For those of you who don't know, this race has been officially labeled as the Harvesters in sci-fi lexicon, and I like them better. What they were originally called for the last 20 years, Locust, but no, they're just like no, they're actually going to be called the Harvesters, and that's in all of the media, but they don't actually say it in the movie.
Okay, we're about to get the introduction of like the real super weapon of this big ship, which is just its own gravity, right? Which is so dumb. It really shows they don't understand how gravity works. Unless you have some type of
no physics.
Yeah, unless you are creating some kind of artificial gravity field. Gravity is a very direct ratio to mass. And granted, this thing's got a lot of mass, but this is utter nonsense.
Utter nonsense.
Yeah. I love that,
And
this kid does get a little redemption. That's a good catch right there, you know?
Yeah. I don't like what they do with the characters, but I'm not going to sit here and say that they didn't try and make them competent. They have them do some pretty extraordinary things with their machines.
Oh, this thing. I do appreciate that somebody said that. How do we miss this?
I mean, they show their little cloaking device. It's one of those things where when I rewatched this, and I was sitting there looking at a lot of the stuff that people have to say about like why the movie is stupid. They harp on things like that. It's like, well, how did you miss it? Look at this thing. I'm like, they showed, even if it was clumsy and very Star Trekian from the 90s, they showed that they had a cloaking device, and they did say that they had trouble with a Saturn installation, and that there was like a weird blocking out. So obviously something is coming. They thought that it was this orb. And then with the orb, they're like, oh, it's not actually the orb. The orb was there through other circumstances. That's fine in terms of storytelling.
Yeah.
For a dumb action movie, that works for me.
Yeah. But then two things like why this is a very kind of, just is like one of those like kind of classic moments, right, of trying to escape the last second, just like we did in the first one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of yelling and groaning.
There was a supercut of Liam Hemsworth's yells and groans and screams in this movie. It was so long.
Oh yeah,
there was so much of it. He sounds just like Thor if Thor was a little boy.
Even right there, I hate just even saying arm it. Like, you wasn't armed?
I mean, no, that actually does make a little sense, because you do have to, you don't want to just sit there with like an armed giant energy weapon.
It's been on screen for a while, I guess. It's been a minute or two of screen time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, we got to get out.
Chick has huge eyes.
It does.
I forgot that they destroyed the moon base like this. Oh, I also hated what they did with this energy weapon. Like, they've emasculated their primary energy weapon.
It's way less it's way less cool looking.
Way less impactful.
It just looks like a turret now.
Yeah, it looks like a turret. It looks like this thing has a penis. That's not a bad shot, though.
It isn't. Yeah, it was a nice explosion.
Yeah, that was a good explosion.
What do you think of the fighters?
The design of their little ships.
Wow, we just like in sync, man. They're fine. I think it's like literally skimming the moon, just because it's so. Okay, why would it do that just to show off? I'm just thinking, like in the way that you travel is just your ship is so impressively indestructible that you don't even move for planets or moons.
Actually, okay, if I was writing this as a novel, what I would say is that they understood that they had their largest weapon, which was on the moon, this defense laser, and they needed to take out that first. And the best way to do that was from a certain angle. It would take them into contact with the moon, and the ship is big enough and durable enough that it doesn't matter if they skim it, as long as they take care of that one spot. Like, they don't care. That would show how powerful they are.
Mm.
Also, have you noticed how, like, tame/lame the music is in this versus the first one?
Oh, yeah. David Arnold did not come back for this, right?
No. But that's one of the things that started happening about this time in movies, and a little bit beforehand. Yeah, this movie had 3 different composers. Like, there's no unity to this movie. But
there's a trailer shot.
Yeah. Around this time, there was this move away from the big bombastic scores, and it was a huge loss to movies, because movies like this, like Star Wars, okay, music and sound editing are half the movie. And it failed in music and sound editing here. Yeah.
Even this whole thing, you don't have the some iconic sound effect or movement. I mean, I'm thinking of like, we watched War of the Worlds, a month or two ago, and that boom, the alien sound.
Yeah.
And this whole thing, this would destroy the Earth. This thing landing.
Yes.
This would pulverize
tear
the
planet.
Atmosphere
off the Earth.
There is no recovering from this. This would be the end. This is so far beyond what an asteroid hitting Earth would do to it as far as damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, here's a funky, funny thing. I do like this scene of all the planes like rising in front of it. I thought that was kind of a cool effect. All these jets and stuff like lifting up. It's cool crap. Cheyenne Mountain, Colorado bunker. This is supposed to be where the Stargate is held, which is great. Also, piece of continuity I respect. They take Vivica A. Fox's character here and they make her a doctor. When she said she was trying to get through medical school, right?
Yeah, she actually meant it. It was a stripper who meant it. Okay, I do appreciate how slow this thing.
Really good.
Yeah, I'm about to say the like speed this thing is moving at. I do appreciate it's not moving too fast considering how big this thing supposedly is. It's controlled up.
Okay, right here they have the Burj Khalifa crashing into the London Eye. Okay, the Burj Khalifa, if it was picked up from Saudi Arabia, brought 3,000 miles to London by this gravitational thing, the act of it coming off of the ground would shatter it into like floor by floor chunks. It's
it's not a nonsense.
We've already established the movie doesn't care about physics, but that one feels weirdly personal for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, it really is we need two objects that people can identify, right? That's really all it is. London Bridge has fallen down.
Okay. We see the London Bridge right here, okay? We see Big Ben, the Eye. Did the aliens just freaking skip London in 96? Or were they like, no, we really need to make sure that in the first 20 years after 3 billion people are dead, that we rebuild the London Bridge exactly.
No, they specifically, I remember in the first movie that London is on the map where they show it. So, okay, can we talk briefly? I'm not crazy, right? And I know people have pointed this out. I'm not even remotely the first one. Doesn't pretty much every solid planet have a molten core?
Pretty much.
I mean,
they can't absolutely confirm that, but it's very likely. And some might have solid cores.
They picked something about Earth that the aliens want that is possibly one of the least unique things to this planet, right?
Right? Okay, did you ever see the movie Cowboys and Aliens?
I've forgotten most of it, honestly.
So in Cowboys and Aliens, they have this whole thing about how, they're here for gold. There's something about they need gold for the technology. It's like, okay, you're freaking aliens and you're going to go like mine gold in the deserts of Arizona? Pick an asteroid, dude.
Yeah.
There's an asteroid that's coming by Earth in like 2027 that has enough gold inside of it to be worth like upwards of $1 trillion. Like, go get that instead. If you're going to have aliens coming to Earth, you need their goal to be realistic and unique to the planet. Why are they coming here? Coming here for a uniquely habitable planet makes so much sense.
Yeah, because
but they totally blow it out of the water in this one.
Even, most estimates I've heard, even from people who are really trying to be... I love that cell surface still works. Oh my gosh.
I mean, that is like technology, I guess.
Maybe. Anyways. But yeah, that the most unique thing Earth would have is that I'm going to use a Star Trek term here, a Class M planet would be incredibly rare in the universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, We talked about this when we were watching the remake of The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah. That is the quite honestly the only realistic. Okay, would they have really left Will Smith's mom? Wouldn't
Wife?
that be one of the wife? Sorry, one of the main reasons they were even there to evacuate. I mean, I guess they were at the hospital trying to get patients, but you think that would be one of those known things, right? Like that she would be a celebrity essentially.
Possibly or possibly not. If they were wanted to keep that on the down low or something like that. In this situation, I don't think she would be important enough. I think it would only be important enough to him, who's disobeying orders in order to do this, and having her
I did not expect.
this way.
Yeah, I don't mind it. This is probably the one thing in the entire movie that genuinely surprised me. I did not expect them to kill her. I mean, I'm not saying I mind it. It actually caught me oh wow. Okay, there's no way
they should have killed more people.
There's no way.
I think that right here they actually should have killed him. I think they should have killed him in this scene. I think this should have been the scene that says nobody is safe. Watch out, we're killing folks left and right here. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Because they should have. And then
they don't kill the White House.
Destroy the. I found that kind of funny. Okay, that was kind of funny.
Oh man. And then though the ship lands, giving away a little bit here in the future, but they have one big fight with fighters, but the ship doesn't do crap after it lands.
It does the hole. The blue sky beam.
All right. But that's what it does. You have a ship that big, and it just drills a hole.
Yeah. Well, it could make sense from a storytelling point of view where, this is the Harvester mothership, or one of them, that's controlled by a queen, which is a trope that I hate because it's just copying aliens and ants and all this stuff. Give them something different, okay?
Yeah. Data's butt.
Data's butt. Again.
The resources necessary to make a ship like that would take a lot. I mean,
and you see, I don't mind that aspect. That's interesting to me.
That's a big ship by Star Wars standards. And Star Wars has got some truly outlandish stuff.
No, this thing is 3 to 4 times the size of the Death Star. This is possibly one of the largest vessels ever put into a science fiction film. Next to a Dyson sphere.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, again.
This is kind of cool.
This is kind of cool, but I was going to say and I know that they're supposed to be on monitors, but the CG of these aliens on the monitors doesn't look great to me.
Mm-hmm. No. I really like the design of these aliens. Also, I don't like that they kept them in the exosuits. Why would they keep them in the exosuits?
Maybe they would have died or something. I don't know. Removing them kills them somehow.
Yeah, maybe.
Again, Brent Spiner's, he's just having a good time.
Yeah, exactly. You see, having him wake up, great idea. Retconning, great idea. Let's do it. Fine. I'm into it 100%. Make this movie, okay? Get rid of all of the attractive people, okay? Just throw them out. No attractive people. And we have Oaken waking up. We have this black dude from Africa. We have President Whitmore. Bring in the daughter. Have her played by Mae Whitman. That's your cast, okay? Have Hiller's son as a hotshot pilot. Fine. I don't care. But, have these people coming in to where there needs to be exposition. It puts them in a weird place of risk. There's exclamations of oh, that's interesting. That's terrifying. What's that? What's that? Oh, God. And then these are the people who might actually be equipped in some way to defeat these aliens a second time. Anyway, that's my rant.
Would this alien have motivation to sit here and talk to him? He's been a captive for 20 years, right? So okay.
Yeah, but it's also a hive species, so they might not have the same social compunctions that we do.
Maybe. But this also pisses me off because we have that great scene in the first one where is that glass bulletproof? And they do this, but all of a sudden now the alien's a gymnast.
Yeah. Well, the other one was also very injured. But this
Maybe.
freaking guy, okay? This is good shit. Pardon my language. But
Well,
like
he's clearly done this before, right?
going
He's got
after
all the
these
tattoos.
aliens
Oh,
with
and
machetes is
this
such
shot.
a fun idea.
Yeah. The shot of the alien coming out, I actually think that was a pretty good shot.
Oh yeah, no, actually showing this part of them, I wish that they'd kept practical effects for the suits, but the actual like wet, goopy CG of the aliens themselves, hell yeah, like that looked good. That was gross. I liked that. I want more of that.
I keep hearing your cat.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
love that.
I'm sorry. She's really loud.
Oh, it's fine. I love cats. It's funny that this like useless bureaucrat just keeps like his arc where he like gets to the point where he's like, I need a weapon. Like he wants to become like a soldier by the end.
Okay,
and
this
it's
is gonna
like
sound weird.
and it's like, dude, you're not. No.
Yeah. So we're suddenly introduced to these kids.
Oh gosh.
Okay, these 4 kids and their dog as they're trying to drive through the remnants here. And this oldest one, she's an actress by the name of Joey King. She's actually become a little bit of a star in her own right. She was part of some successful streaming movies called The Kissing Booth. It was like a trilogy, and she's been in a few other things. She played a Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Do you know about her?
I do not know.
Real life survivor. She was in jail because she murdered her own mother, but her mother was faking a bunch of illnesses on her. She was poisoning her daughter. Really crazy story. But she played Gypsy Rose and was really good in it. She was in The Dark Knight Rises. She
Who
was
she?
young Talia,
Really?
who climbs out of the hole.
Okay.
And she's credited as young boy because it was supposed to be a fake out for people to think it was Bane.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is fun. She gets some pants. I love this.
See, that's a good. That's a funny moment. That's good.
Oh man.
Like they stop. Maybe we should get you some.
Because okay, his friend in this, he's the guy that walked up to Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum in the first one, right? And is like, it's time, like really solemnly, right? Isn't that guy?
Yeah, he's supposed to be. I don't know if it's the same actor.
Yeah. You know, the whole idea of a queen, you mentioned earlier, you don't like the trope in general. I'm not really a fan either. I get that we're taking inspiration from kind of real life, right? Insects and bees and stuff like that and ants. But we're gonna get to a movie in the next month or two. Spoiler alert for anybody who doesn't like that kind of thing. We're gonna get to First Contact. We're gonna get back to Star Trek, which I'm very happy about. As much as I love First Contact, I don't love that they did that to the Borg either. It is a trope that I feel like it's a get out of jail free card to give your heroes some like central antagonist versus dealing with an entire species that is so organizationally different than us that we can't even understand how they function. Like the Borg originally were, right? And like this species kind of what originally been. It is frustrating because, and especially in this movie where the Queen ends up literally just being a big version of an alien running around Nevada. Anyways, go ahead.
No, I agree. And, we talked about that when we did Aliens a couple years ago, is that's the reason why my dad, as much as he liked Aliens as a movie, he actually kind of hates it because it humanized the aliens, the xenomorph species a little bit too much by giving them this queen.
See, I will defend them.
And making them like ants.
I'll defend them.
And making it so that she specifically wanted to spare her young.
Yeah.
Because if it was a truly hostile alien, like completely inhuman, it would have just been like, burn the eggs, I'll make more.
Yeah. I could see that. I don't mind.
This combines two things, though, okay?
Good. All right.
Really fast. I just want to finish my little rant.
All right.
The Borg Queen is well done. Mostly because of Alice Krieg.
Yeah.
Damn, she's so good. And like attractive in a haunting way.
Yeah.
But with this and others like it, they're just like, no, we're just going to call it a queen. They could make it anything. They could make it a king. They could make it some sort of central mind. They could do something clever. But no, they go with a queen. And they make it very literal in this one. She even has a crown, okay? But then when they kill her, all of the other ships like fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
And
It's
like
like in
I
Avengers,
hate
right?
that the Avengers thing.
Yeah.
Which fine, but they use it so much throughout other things. Of like, oh, we kill the one thing and it shuts them all down. I hate that.
It's just like a cheat code
I
for writing, right? Because you just don't
but
have to now deal with the rest of it.
they had an opening in this movie, okay? Because they're psychic, right?
Mhm.
Imagine if they had it to where it sends a psychic to remove the leader, to remove the queen or whatever. It sends them into a psychic madness. They no longer have a central processing unit and they all go haywire. They start attacking each other, crashing into each other, crashing into things. The main ship lifts off and like crashes into the moon and like shatters and is dead out in space. And part of the ending is like, well, there's going to be more of them. We can go attack them now. We can go to them. And look what we have to go salvage. It would open up so many of these interesting opportunities. And instead, they go for the simplest and stupidest possible ending. And
Yeah.
this is the most. I saw this little thing kind of this speech, this briefing that Hiller is giving here. I saw it criticized. I actually like it. Because they're talking about, oh, this is supposed to be like their leader. Is he trying to do an inspirational speech? No, he's
giving a briefing.
grieving.
Yeah.
But he's grieving.
He's grieving
like
his
crying.
mom. Yeah.
Like,
his mom
I actually
just
thought
died.
that was a really good moment in this movie. And a lot of people criticized it for being stupid. I'm like, I actually like that part.
No, you know what's funny? I don't think he doesn't ever bother me other than just the fact he's not very charismatic. His whole arc is actually very just like, I don't know, he's kind of inconsequential to me in a way. Like, it is by no means the thing that stands out as being the problem with this movie, other than the fact that he's just not very charismatic.
There's a whole thing. Everything that goes on with these two characters, they talk about. It's like, oh, they're going inside the big ship, and oh, it's a trap. She even runs in and says, oh no, it's a trap. The trap aspect, them going into the ships and all stuff, makes zero logical
why? Yeah.
sense
Why?
to this
Why
film.
would it? Is it because the alien is like worried about, worried about
son
the
of
humans?
Hitler? Oh my god, the son of the guy who killed us last time. We have to set a trap
'Cause
for him.
They've already shown that this ship couldn't give two Fs about the best that humanity could like throw at it, right? So
Yeah.
like if
Why are they
anything,
cheering?
creating a situation of utter hopelessness again, like the first movie did, where we throw our best at it and it's just inconsequential. Like you could go with that trope again if you wanted to. This whole scene, I like this. It's
Him
just
throwing
like,
away.
all right, teach me. He's just so like, he doesn't even answer him. I like the idea of, you're just nothing.
Okay, there's less of it than I remember, but I remember walking out of this movie the first time and I was just like, is there supposed to be sexual tension between this little accountant man and this giant black alien
Oh
hunter?
gosh.
Because there's a couple moments where I'm like, are they adding like a fourth romance into this thing?
I love this.
Or is there supposed to be a romance going on between Jeff Goldblum and Charlotte Gainsborough?
I think that there might be this whole thing, just $100 million. They said yes. It's stupid. It's so stupid, but I do chuckle at it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Playing with the fuzzy dice. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
This is all so dumb.
And
This
it's
is just-
not only dumb, it's inconsequential.
I want the dog
It
to pee
doesn't
on
mean
him.
anything to the plot. It is an ugly ass dog.
It really is. Oh, there's a little triceratops in the back there.
I do like Triceratops.
Yeah,
They're
stuff.
cool.
Okay, the triceratops, it switched sides. Unless, oh no, we were looking in a mirror earlier. That's why.
Oh, yeah.
They were visiting their grandparents in Florida, but they're close to Nevada now. They've really come a long ways.
No, I think the whole thing is that over the course of this movie, they cross country from Florida because they washed up in Florida. Grandparents are now dead, probably parents, because she's supposed to be a kid driving the car. I think they're trying to head back west, and that's when they end up in the Nevada desert. I think.
What do you think about the trope of the drawing on the walls, which is like,
I love it.
okay.
I think it's great.
I'm
It's
very
visually
mixed on it.
interesting, and I get that. It's stupid. I don't always like it,
Yeah.
but it's visually interesting, and it's fun, and I like it. I love him in this. For those of you who don't know, this is Brent Spiner, Dr. Oaken, Mr. Data himself. He's such a goofball, and he plays this role as seriously as he should. Which is barely at all.
I love as they're flying up to this ship down on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Everything up to it is like fine, like not even disturbed. Like the cities look totally intact. Just like,
I mean, they might be intact from the air. Maybe they're just not intact in general.
Oh, this thing. He's got like, it's been in storage for 20 years or whatever. Just the Oaken laser.
That's the Oaken laser.
A lot of fighters all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, probably joining forces with millions of people around the world. You know, these are the people. They will not go quietly into the night, or in this case, they will not go quietly into the daylight.
Oh man,
this battle is not visually interesting.
No, this is just noise. This is noise. The battle.
It's just noise. I won't say this very often about science fiction. They should have made this more Star Warsy. They needed to make the ships have specific sound effects that make them stand out from one another. They need to give them a color difference, both in the looks of the ships and the shapes, because the shapes are a little bit too similar. Everything's gray, and they're both firing green lasers. They needed visual and that sensory distinctions in order to cut through the noise.
Yeah,
that they don't have. So that's my 2 cents.
I mean, they do have the little their laser blasts. They basically like sped them up, and it's like, they got a little sound going on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that supposed to be enough?
No,
that's enough.
I do find it interesting that they immediately. I mean, and I get it for like the reasons of thinking it's cool on screen, that we immediately have to be in a dogfight. That there's no like strategy to this other than just like, let's just en masse, just fly right up to it, and let's just get into a bunch of dogfights. I
do like a good dogfight.
I know,
because think about it. We haven't had good dogfights in years. The best we've had is freaking Top Gun Maverick. Okay, good dogfights. The recent Star Wars movies, not good dogfights. But
that's why, because dogfights, good dogfights by definition cannot happen in mass. There's too much going on. You need to have fewer players in order for a really interesting dogfight. You need...
That's why one of the very best in recent years was at the end of Force Awakens. I'm not going to defend a lot of that movie. Well, I'll defend some things in that movie. Mm-hmm. But at the end, Poe Dameron doing his own little trench run on Starkiller Base looked really good.
Oh, it did.
And was very memorable. And it was, it didn't have that many players, and it had some good intensity to it in places. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. They absolutely just like took a B-1 bomber and just strapped some alien engines to it, by the way, for the bombers. They look...
Okay. That's what somebody was saying. How much more interesting would this battle be if it had strategy to it? Where they are getting these B-1, they're getting bombers into it, and they need to defend the bombers during a bombing run while having like interesting visual distinctions.
Yeah.
And just imagining the idea in my own head, I'm like, ooh, dang, that would have been really cool.
I mean, I said this last week, and I stand by it. You could have had a really cool battle in the first one if you had had the fighters having to defend B-52s that were like going to carpet bomb the top of like the city killers.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, it wasn't somebody saying that. It was you.
It was me saying that. Yeah. Every now and then I have a good
trap.
idea.
What kind of freaking trap? What trap is it? What are they trapping?
Oh, but see, they had EMPs, and they put little shields that easily contain, they never give the actual like they just call them cold fusion bombs. Do they ever give like an actual yield on them in this movie anywhere?
Not that I'm aware of, but I could have just missed the detail. Now they do enter into what I think is one of the cooler parts of this movie that I wanted to see more of, which is them having to survive in the middle of an alien ship, and it has its own ecosystem. That was interesting. I liked that idea a lot.
This is also definitely the way the aliens are reacting to them, and this is something else I would have enjoyed a little more exploration of, which is the aliens are acting as though they really understood exactly what the humans were going to be trying to do. Like, they had countermeasures ready to go that were dialed in to exactly what the human strategies were.
Now, that could be explained, okay?
Well, yeah.
Imagine, you remember the alien at the end of bye-bye now, right?
Yeah.
That kind of leader of that ship. If I was writing this movie, I would have a thing where, the people with the psychic connection to it, right, are just like, they know about us, they have all this information because it was a transmission sent out. They even mention a transition being sent out. Like, all the data they gathered onto the humans and their strategy and how they got to this point of defeat is sent out so that the aliens could be like, oh, we know what's coming. We know you guys now. We got your strategy. We got your playbook. That makes sense, but it's not established here. So it's just kind of what's the opposite of what's the devil out of the machine instead of God out of the machine?
Maybe. Even here, why she baited us?
She's a master of that.
Oh my gosh. So if you had the ability to completely knock out all communication and satellite, wouldn't you just do that at the very beginning?
No, actually.
Militarily, that is the first thing that you do.
Militarily, but these are aliens. If they know that you have the potential capability to destroy them, and that humans are shown to be incredibly resilient to having their communications blacked out like the first time, no, you draw out their biggest weapons, spring a trap to destroy their biggest weapons, then you knock out the communications.
Okay, why do
that
these
could
dudes
work with a coherent script?
Okay, how come the people around her all of a sudden just have Glocks again? There's not a single good defensive measure shown there. They're literally shooting Glock 19s again at this alien instead of like the freaking energy rifles they had earlier.
I know, right?
It's one of those weird little things. Although I've seen that episode of Stargate where Teal'c comes in an alternate reality and takes over Stargate Command. It was a good episode.
It was a good episode. That was like something about a mirror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dimensional mirror. Yeah, the interdimensional mirror.
Yeah.
Where you finally find out that Sam and Jack got married.
Right. Only in an alternate universe. Have you seen any pictures of Richard Dean Anderson lately?
He's getting old, man.
He's got the old man face, like the brow,
let the man rest. Just enjoy him at cons and let him. I mean, I know you're not saying anything bad about him, but like, people who criticize him, I'm just like, the guy had an amazing career. Like, let him. It's
better than the guy
rest.
who played Daniel Jackson. I'm suddenly forgetting the actor's name.
Michael Shanks.
Michael Shanks. Oh, dude, he's gotten work done. He looks bad.
Yeah.
He looks gross. He's got the puffy face. We should probably talk about this. Actually, that brings us
Christopher
into a really
Judge
interesting
looks good though still.
He does, because he had a lot of health problems, so he looks way better than he even should, if a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And God, his performance as Kratos in the last two God of War games is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to bring up Stargate because this movie did have one absolutely fantastic effect.
Yep.
Okay? This movie did something I'm so happy for, in that it canceled Roland Emmerich's reboot movie of Stargate that he was in pre-production on.
It would have completely wiped out all the TV stuff.
Mm-hmm. Everything we loved.
It all. Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Because he wanted to make it in his own vision. If this is the type of movies you're making, sir, I don't want you anywhere near something that I love.
Yeah. Did you see? I'm sorry, I'm bringing this up. totally remember this film. Did you see
Yes,
the
I saw.
Space Docs analysis on Stargate talking about how
Oh.
it probably is the best example in science fiction history of like a cohesive universe that like follows its own rules and just and progresses in a line that is. I'm just like it's this really cool analysis that basically praising Stargate as being one of the best science fiction franchises of all time for universe building in a really cohesive, solid way. And I loved it. It's like 10 minutes long. You should totally check it
Oh
out.
yeah. Oh, I love Space Doc. I thought you were about to say how Amazon canceled the reboot series.
Well, that's
which
also
is
sad.
it's sad, but were they ever going to be able to make it as good?
Probably not. Probably not. But
And
okay, this
is like,
whole yeah, he's gonna do it. He's gonna say the
What do you
thing. But not
Like,
really. Jeff
it's
Goldblum's
like we're all
reaction.
kind of expecting it again,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't mind that whole blue ballsing of how would you describe it? Epic speech, kind of the St. Crispin's Day-esque speech.
I mean,
But they need to actually deliver a good one after
Yeah.
teasing you with it later, and they don't.
and they should have just not done it at all, because I actually think you'd be mistaken to try to duplicate that moment, because that moment, I mean, yeah, it was written, but there was so much about, like we talked about last week, there was a good part of that scene that kind of just happened on set that day, and I think it would be a mistake to try to artificially replicate that.
And they kind of try to anyway.
Yeah, I think they should have just let it be. Your laser's smoking. Oh gosh. Oh goodness.
See, having scenes like
It's
this,
a big old ball.
It's I heard it described as the Apple Pokeball.
I heard that too. Oh, and again, everything's blue and everything's very,
sterile.
Yeah. I love too that just immediately everybody's totally fine with him being in charge of this investigation, even though he's been out of the loop for 20 years. I mean, I'm there for it because I like him as an actor and it's fun. But in universe doesn't make any sense, right?
No, it really doesn't. Like, maybe the psychic connection to the alien stuff would make some sense. If they suddenly revealed the Oaken laser wasn't just in storage, but if he had some sort of like secret storeroom of crazy stuff and things like that, that'd be kind of interesting. And just kind of fun to play with. I like this.
There is
I really like.
I was about to say there's a kernel of an interesting idea all of a sudden here of like, okay, so the alien ship on the inside has like agriculture and
we actually saw that
and
very briefly in the last one. Interestingly enough, there were plants and agriculture. There was the idea as Hiller and as Will Smith and Goldblum are driving through it. You can see that there's life, cities, civilization existing within this mothership. And so this is just playing off that.
Really smooth. You'll contaminate it. What do you think This is kind of funny.
I don't know. You never know, because you don't want those. The who knows what kind of, like, what if there is a living being inside there that suddenly gets bacteria
War of the
because
Worlds.
you didn't wash your hands enough,
Gosh.
Yeah.
I feel like this ball belongs in Tron.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the queen.
Oh, she's mad now.
She looks too much like something that we recognize,
Well, she looks like this is now a crossover with like the Xenomorph universe, honestly. It's just she looks and the way that she moves is also just not in proportion with her size. There is no sense of like weight to there's a very light sense of weight. I do like that they show her suiting up. Got to suit up.
Yeah, the weight later works. When it's actually like kind of moving a little bit slow on the ground. Later in the movie.
But they literally beat her by just shooting her a lot. Which is like,
I don't mind that.
You don't mind that?
I don't mind that. It's an alien. It's a living thing. She's not going to have a glowing purple weak spot like a video game. You put enough bullets into a giant alien, great. Having your heroes, all of them, in a last desperate stand, like unloading into this thing, just hoping and praying that it works, and it actually works.
So
I like that.
So
That's cool.
I want a health bar with like the little hit markers going off where like it has like the number of the damage they do when they shoot her and it going down a little bit as they shoot her. I want it to be just like
Right, she's a raid boss.
fully embrace the video game aspect of this thing then. That's just like, just keep it up. Just keep shooting. Anybody have a super left?
You need to switch to the legendary that has the proper amount of damage, because no, they didn't like me using the solar beam weapon during the raid. What was the name of that thing?
I know what you mean, but it feels like that a little bit, right? At the end.
What was that Taken sniper rifle that you had to take me on some sort of like giant side quest to get deep in the moon? With all the jumping puzzles, because I wasn't doing enough damage during raids in Destiny.
I think it was, oh gosh, what was it? It was a linear. It was a fusion rifle of some kind. I forget honestly.
It wasn't a fusion rifle; it was a sniper rifle, because I kept using the fusion rifle that was the solar fusion rifle, and Ian got mad at me, or not mad, but he's like, "Dude, you're not doing enough damage."
Okay. Oh gosh, there might have been Whisper that we needed to go get, which is a secret
Whisper
mission.
of the Worm. Yep, that was it.
All right. Oh gosh. So here we get the big expo dump, and we just can't be more. We can't be less interested in this movie, right? It's just this is so boring.
Because I like a lot of what she says, what the orb says, but it's too little too late. I don't like the way that it's delivered. I don't like the voice that's used. Also, this is supposed to be an alien. Okay, they do call it Harvester. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah, they do. Because this is like the alien. This is like they lost, but they have the information to win, even though nobody's ever beaten. Right?
Exactly. This is actually a very complex situation, because if you watch Moonfall, you know that Roland Emmerich really wants to create his own sci-fi universe that's super big and epic, and he keeps failing. But there is actually some interesting story ideas here. This orb is from a species that they passed the AI singularity. All of them uploaded their consciousness from physical bodies into digital domain. And from digital space, their planet ended up being attacked. They lost. They fled. They've been slowly putting together a resistance against the harvesters from various planets that are aware of them or are survivors of them. It's great. Like, that's an interesting idea for a third movie that will never be made, which I'm kind of glad a third movie will never be made, but I'm also sad that such an interesting setup was wasted on a turd like this.
Well, this is one of those things where if you could actually have a better filmmaker, writer, do something with it, there's a potential here. And I think there's enough nostalgia for this IP that you could get an audience to show up for one more try.
I'll do it. I'll get Will Smith to redeem himself after slapping what's-his-face. I'll be like, hey, I've got a job for you, and we're going to make this movie. You were killed in a wormhole test, and you're actually alive out there. We're going to bring you back, and we're going to Independence Day 3 this thing, mostly ignoring everything that happened in the second one.
The drill is cracking. Okay. I mean, I guess. So is it like the world's going to explode if they hit the core? I mean, I guess if they started extracting like the core of the Earth, that would. I mean, they've already destroyed the Earth by landing a ship this big, but extracting the molten core would probably, it'd probably do a little damage. It might mess up the planet a little bit.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. He's got to shave.
I'm sure it'll just be dandy.
Yeah, he's got to shave. That's the important part here. That means that he is ready for business. Here's the one part where they bring the theme back in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a Hail Mary. That was a better movie than this that came out this year.
Oh my gosh, Project Hail Mary was so good. I want to watch that again already. Actually, I think it's on streaming coming up here soon.
It actually showed up at the drive-in theater. No, not the drive-in theater, the little local theater. They must not have been able to like secure, I don't know, to grab like Backrooms or Obsession or something right now, and so they randomly brought in Hail Mary, so they'd have a movie this coming weekend in our local theater.
Like, why in the name of God would she volunteer? Okay, let's just let this girl go, who we haven't seen fly. Like, she's just there. They just call her a pilot because they need this kind of like, oh, she's just like her dad now.
Man, did he de-age like 10 years instantly by losing that beard and like combing his hair?
And combing his hair.
Combing his hair. Yeah.
Dude, it happens, man. It absolutely happens.
I actually there's a Netflix series about like an old folks community that has like aliens that are like interdimensional beings that are like killing senior citizens for some kind of medical experiments, and it's got I'm not making this up. It's I forget the name of it, but it was Jen watched the whole thing, but it had in the pilot, in the first episode, it had Bill Pullman in it as like a neighbor that, you know, kind of the neighbor from hell that like comes over and like, you know, like just walks into your house and like, you know, like puts beer in your fridge and like is sitting down and like let's be best friends. And because the main guy is played by Alfred Molina, the guy from Doc
Alfred
Ock.
Molina. I love Alfred Molina.
Yeah. And anyways, the two of them are in it, but it's funny because Bill Pullman I was like, oh, it's Bill Pullman. It's great.
Yeah.
He was actually quite funny in it. And then okay, so here this is such a random, like, we got a school bus. All right. I mean,
yeah. So we all of a sudden jump back to the old man and his random like kid friends that he's made, which is just like, okay, old guy, why are you hanging around with a bunch of kids? But I mean, I get it. You know, he's saving the kids. Like,
so
fine. But,
they
like,
had to boot this
now
thing.
we find a school bus, and he's just collecting children across the Midwest.
Yeah.
He's heading to Nevada.
I do appreciate here they had to go up and like mock up a radar because they actually stuck with. I mean, most movies, the one thing I will give this movie a tiny bit of credit for being consistent, that they didn't magically get their radar back after the Queen ship like knocked out the whole planet's, you know, communication / that they had to like basically fire up like an old radar, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we are. We're on the line. Got my gun.
He's incompetent with his gun.
My
I don't like the design of these guns. Though I mean, it's interesting that they do model. Okay, I'll say this: the guns that they have here, they're too bulky. They've got the weird blue glow, which I hate. But they do have that where the actual body of the weapon does have integrated Picatinny rail.
I don't like any big alien weapon it's just too big. It's the kind of thing where like a human being that is a soldier does not. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that every time we make big battle rifles, we quickly are like, no, we need to shrink this thing down to a carbine, because as soon as I need to like run around, as soon as somebody's like, you want me to like guard a hallway with this thing? What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the kind of thing that like they think this is like, oh, look at this is gonna be a big moment. He's flipping off the aliens. You know, it's so good.
Doesn't he like?
This is so. This makes me angry because a writer thought that people like you and me would be like, oh, this is such a great moment. Look what he's doing. And it's so dumb. I hate it.
Like, this is his distraction, just standing out there and peeing. And their ships just happen to have the exact same, like, pilot, co-pilot jump seats as the previous ones.
Also, these guys are stormtroopers, apparently, right? They couldn't hit the broadside of a barn all of a sudden.
No, they're all grouped together. They are wearing body armor, which is interesting. They're wearing body armor exoskeletons over their armored exoskeleton. And you know,
they had to have a punch.
Aliens like he's the new Will Smith.
Oh man,
assholes.
It's just
Like,
it's just this is
that's
so.
not a bad scene, but him sitting there going, yeah, gotcha. Like, what is that?
It's just
Is that supposed to, like...
It's just bad. It's
it
just it's
hurts
bad on
me.
so many levels. This is insulting to the people they think they're writing this for, right?
Yeah. Like, not even a 12-year-old boy would write that. But they're writing it for a 12-year-old boy.
Big closing doors, big closing doors. Like, all right.
Must go faster, must go faster, must go faster. Is that what they're going to say
We
next?
get it. Just beat us over the head with it already.
Nostalgia.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, more people are going to die today, man. And, like,
Yeah.
his valor is what makes her fall in love with him.
Yeah. But was he doing
It's
it
like
just
couple
to
number
make,
5.
just to get her attention, or was he actually like having a moment of valor there?
I think he's supposed to be having an actual moment of valor. He's just not a good enough actor to sell it.
Oh.
Or it's just not a well-directed enough thing.
And this, like, having a moment... I'm not sorry. Oh my gosh. These like these conversations that happen in the middle of combat, I always hate those. I also and this is a trope that I know this movie is not even remotely unique in being guilty of, but the hero ship, which is the exact same ship, gets hit by enemy fire and its shields take it and it's fine, but then they turn around and shoot the enemy ship with the exact same amount of fire, and then that ship like dies instantly. It's just it's one of those tropes that's just annoying.
Yeah. I really don't want to hear what's his face grunting anymore.
Liam
Hemsworth. He just it's like a more annoying version of Arnold Schwarzenegger's grunts.
What do you think of the design of these things? They made them a little bit more, these like
Human.
newer fighters.
Human.
Yeah. Because they actually have like
Hate it.
kind of wings and like weapon points that are more obvious, that kind of thing.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Too human. The other stuff was like genuinely kind of alien, flying saucery.
Oh man, see, this is where I love William Fichtner so much, and this is such a weak moment. And he's a good enough actor that with the right director and dialogue, he could have done a great job.
Yeah. But this is kind of supposed to be like their own version of their speech, but it's so bland.
Yeah.
There's nothing punchy about it. There's no music. Like,
yeah, the music is a big part, because if you listen to the track for the president's speech, that is a killer track all by itself on that soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. We move like
that's it.
It's this like it feels like an inspirational pre-battle speech written by ChatGPT. It feels so safe and soulless, where the other one, like you said, I think it was largely because they had it like they banged it out on the actual day instead of having it written because they said they're going, okay, we need to write a speech. What's something that's really going to get him in there? And they probably had like 10 different versions of it, debating it for days or something, instead of just being like, let's just write something and see what happens. Like, I don't care. Run the St. Crispin's Day speech through a thesaurus, okay? The straight Shakespeare through a thesaurus, and just be like, let's have him do that, Ugh.
It's just a conspiracy.
I don't. That is funny. That is funny.
I'm pretty sure that his dad, if he's still alive, is a believer at this point.
Right.
Who would? I mean, okay. Can you imagine how much work it would take after the events of the first movie? How hard would it be? How hard would you have to work? I'm sure they would exist. People who would think the whole thing was a conspiracy. You know what I mean? I'm sure.
Like the aliens?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying.
But I think this is one of those situations where I don't think that they'd be able to accept that it's a conspiracy. Like, the aliens existed, but I don't necessarily know if, like, they'd probably make up something about how, the government knew that they were coming and they could have stopped it, but they let it happen so that way they could buy property and use the property for something else. Like a lot of the conspiracies around the recent Los Angeles fires that are kind of coming true.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? I think I think there are people on this planet that genuinely don't believe that it's a sphere still. So there would probably be people on the planet that still wouldn't believe that aliens exist,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you're right.
It's a similar level of like how much do you have to ignore very obvious evidence. Anyways,
Yeah.
aw,
Activating. Wow,
isolation field is
they're
activated.
really going at it.
They've even got like a nice voice.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel like Area 51 would have more than one of those cannons. Maybe they just because
Yeah.
it looks like they were building them there, like that's the production area for them or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. Like, yeah, Charlotte Gainsborough's not like an unknown actress, and she's just kind of there to repeat information randomly. It's such a strange choice, you know?
It's just
I mean, like,
oh this
yeah,
is so stupid.
Like, why is he just?
Oh man,
It's,
it's. I mean,
like, oh, what lucky happenstance?
and also too, none of
And it's
these
just like-
wide shots, as they're like on the salt flats, none of them have the alien ship in the background until they want it to be, right? Like
Yeah,
you would
and
see
it's all
this
very
all.
green screen. Just the lighting is all wrong. Yeah. Once again, him getting really excited as the human race is on the verge of death. Yeah, good consistency.
There we go.
Yeah, David.
You finally see it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh, this is one of those where like, what is? Oh,
Can he be any more Jewish?
it's just.
And listen to the sound effects, though. They're so tame
Yeah,
versus the
there's-
dialogue.
there's-
Everything sounds muted in the background. Where's the music? Like, I'm not listening to this thing at some sort of cut down version.
No.
There's no music. Like, do you hear music right now?
It's there. It's like barely there. I mean, I got my headphones on,
It's
and
barely there. In this
There's-
movie that had such a bombastic score for the first one, there's nothing in these important and pivotal moments.
I also just don't. There's
Eh.
not stakes here. There's no like tension. There's no tension in this, right? Like I don't
No,
think any of us
none.
went into Independence Day that back in '96. I mean, we all thought it would work out, but there was still real tension as far as who would die, who wouldn't. I mean, Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum up on the alien ship. There was real like, okay, what's gonna happen? Here. And-
Yeah, you see,
and
what
then-
they needed to do was kill off characters that surprised us, like they did with Vivica A. Fox, right? No, what they should have done is they should have killed Liam Hemsworth's character up in the ship, right? Then they should have then put it in your mind that any of these new hero characters could die. That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
So, okay. So we're in here. Got the Queen.
Yeah, like they've got the tug facing the alien queen. It's just like, why doesn't he just run into her?
And even there,
And,
like his delivery of that line, because he could have had a little more
Mhm.
fun, I think, with the behalf of planet Earth, Happy 4th of July.
But they didn't even have a scene of him like flying in there that was really interesting or dramatic. It's like
No.
he was outside talking to his daughter, and then he's just there facing the
He
queen.
just flew into the little sphincter on the bottom.
Like, what? Come on, give me more than that.
And even here, they are doing little bits of the theme, but they're doing it. The mixing the music is so quiet that there's no
Yeah.
like hero moment to the whole thing.
hmm
Oh, they got the laser.
This needed to. What they needed to do was replicate the feel. Okay, they needed to replicate the feeling of the original, and they don't. They make it very obvious that this is a freaking detour, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Why would this sphere die? Like all of a sudden, why would the sphere go offline all of a sudden? Was it drawing power from the base, or was it hiding again?
I think it was supposed to be hiding again.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
like this little idea, like of the needing to defend against ground troops. I really want more ground troops. I know it's weird, but I want gunfights,
Now,
right?
they with the shield they had, couldn't they have still basically contained her because they had this shield that they trapped the explosion in?
Oh,
I don't know.
maybe.
I hate this so much. I hate all of this so much at the end.
Yeah.
Like her coming out and her running around and her stupid tentacles. Sorry, I just this is where I'm fully on board of. This is like the dumbest sequence ever committed to a blockbuster. That you have this alien running around the Nevada Salt Flats, chasing a classic yellow school bus while
Mhm.
fighters
And it can't catch him.
run after. Yeah, you can't catch him. This should be over in 2 seconds. You're right. There's a little bit of weight there. It's just, this is so dumb.
Yeah. I don't hate the idea of this alien queen. I hate the idea of the alien queen, but this big alien running around trying to do something and being attacked by stuff and having that moment where they're able to turn and start shooting down planes and it's a big threat. Okay? Chasing a school bus, not being fast enough, the fighters getting that close to her, it's so stupid. And she's like firing her gun at this thing and it's not hitting. Like, vaporize the kids. Okay? That would be surprising. Okay? Also, have you recently seen the 2014 Godzilla?
Not in a while. It's been a couple years.
She's basically a Muto with a blaster. The massive unknown terrestrial organism,
Yeah.
the kind of main bad guys in that thing.
Oh yeah, some of those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, you see, that's a good shot.
Yeah.
I liked that shot.
And then this whole like the ticking clock behind all this, halfway around the
Mhm.
world about the drill going.
Yeah.
What is
Well,
David
t- or
supposed to
because-
do? What is David supposed to
Yeah.
do with that information?
Right?
Like
It's just
they,
like, okay, just wanted to let you know.
They're writing this as though they know that if we destroy the queen, somehow it affects the magma.
They actually did establish that earlier.
they
the Sphere
did.
told them that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the sphere. Okay, sorry, I did miss that then.
Okay, another thing that really bugs me is that we can see their mouths. The last one, it had them with the masks on, and it was really effective. It made it feel grounded, even in a terrible cockpit. It made them feel grounded. But now they don't have those masks anymore, and it's sad to me. I guess it takes away from an interestingness.
You're
And
right.
from a
She's got
realism.
body armor on. She's got like an exosuit, and then she's also got like a vest.
They did establish that she had her own personal shield.
Yeah.
So if that was her personal shield generator, fine. Give it to her. But the other like security troops, yeah, here they bring in the theme, but even still, it's kind of muted.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Like, again, I don't hate the ending being we just shoot her to death. I actually kind of like that because it defies a certain amount of expectation.
Well,
But
yeah, because almost
It's
always
the
you
acting. It's
yeah.
the performances around it. It's the directing of them just in cockpits. There's no connection, I guess. In the last one, you could kind of see outside the cockpits. You believed that they were there. All I can see is these people in a set going, "Yes, sir, I got her," and then we cut to a CG scene. Yeah, it's crazy.
This is like I mean, at least they gave this guy one
This
more
I
thing to do.
This I like. Like,
They also gave the aliens
coming to kill
like
the sphere, and you have to hunt him in the bunker. That's
Yeah.
great.
they also gave the aliens like beards, right? They have like Rastafarian
Yeah, because they gave some of them like jewelry and things.
So she like uses
But-
the alien fighters here as like she has telekinesis all of a sudden, right?
Like, she has some sort of ability to hack in and interact with them.
We're part of the hive now.
You're part of
We've
the hive.
woken the
Like,
hive.
This visual effect is cool. all of the things surrounding her like that, like a shield, that's good crap. Don't mind that at all. Like all that stuff. That's a cool effect. It's an interesting thing. Yeah,
Imagine one.
see, that's not terrible. Imagine one. Yeah, they give him his little moment
His
of gunning
little-
these things down. I just wish that it wasn't kind of so dumb looking. I wish that he'd been like behind the door, having like a strategy.
Chad figured out. I do like that.
Yeah.
I liked his reaction. That was good.
Yeah.
He had a really
I said,
good like
this whole
guttural
thing-
like. "Ah!"
Yeah.
Aww.
I forgot that they killed him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now we're watching a death scene, everybody. Yeah, so everybody take off your
Gonna
hat.
get you to sick bay. I'm
The-
sure that they called it sick bay. It's just a little. I mean, even though that is the proper military term, I feel like that was a little bit of a Star Trek wink there. Gonna get you to
You
sick
see,
bay.
this is the kill your gaze trope, I think it's called.
Aww.
It was, but genuinely, I actually remember seeing a story on like Screen Rant condemning this movie because of its use of killing off the gay couple, but none of the other couples.
Okay,
It was
we
really
have
fascinating.
a,
I think it was just,
we do have a tiny bit of bombastic music going on here. Finally,
yeah, I can actually hear the music, and it's bland. Actually, I do like the little violin riffs that they're doing. That is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
oh, she's punching.
See, that cone of ships, like she lost her shield, so she's using them as a debris protection. That's great. Freaking awesome, you know? Good idea. Good visual. Too little, too late.
Data gets his moment. Oh gosh, 2
But literally,
minutes.
I wonder if it's the streaming service, because all of a sudden the sound effect like dimmed. I'm curious if we're just listening to like a bad sound version.
So, yeah, man. This whole we're gonna do the thing that's dangerous to save the world. Wait, okay, if they don't have any manual controls, how would they be able to turn this thing on? Again, maybe they're not supposed to ask these kind of questions.
Maybe, yeah. Like, I don't know, because they do. But yeah, this whole thing of, okay, we don't have direct control, but we're able to hardwire it into going into like a super boost so that we become the projectiles. That's interesting. Kill them. Kill Liam Hemsworth and kill Usher, okay? Have them die, taking out her entire protection so that all of the other turrets and things can just destroy this queen. That would be an ending. Like, where you're sitting there going, oh, I didn't expect them to do that. Nope, they gotta live. Gotta turn it into a freaking franchise, and we have to have our chocolate and vanilla bland handsome
God.
leads.
Wow.
I'm sorry, just they're so bland.
Couldn't the queen have all of a sudden brought him up over the top since she's literally watched that whole thing happen?
She's distracted, okay?
Oh, she's got her Pokeball.
Oh no, she's got the orb. They're domed.
Ooh.
Ooh, fair. How do they not hit the orb?
Keep shooting. Keep shooting.
Their facial expressions just don't do it for me.
How did they pull up? They specifically said they do not have engines. But they are flying
They said
horizontally
they regained
now.
control. They said they regained control.
They did?
That line was in there. Yeah. I'm not trying to defend the movie, but they did say, we've got controls back.
Well, no. They said we got controls back. They had a whole thing about, but our engines are fried, so it's going to have to be a controlled dive. They had a whole thing about that.
Oh,
I promise.
you're right. I believe you. I guess they got him back somehow.
Okay. We're gonna crash.
Yeah, this is gross, and I don't mind it.
Yeah.
This is where the aliens give all of them a plague,
Yeah.
and
Of course, the trope of
I
the.
hate the freaking school bus so much. I see that he went to the Prometheus school of running away from things.
Yep. Oh, the ball.
The little orb.
Windshields. Windshield wipers.
Which you can see that his hands didn't move, so who turned on the windshield wipers?
Yeah. They
Nobody.
stopped.
Oh my goodness. Like, so imagine if instead
Wouldn't the ocean
the
be just
killing
like
of the
draining
queen-
down into that hole now? Wouldn't
Yeah, but it's not
wouldn't-
very big. I mean, look at the size of that beam, and they showed one of the holes earlier
Yeah, it was like
in the movie.
it was like several hundred feet wide at the in Africa. They showed one.
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to be several hundred feet wide, and it's going to be thousands deep. That's nothing compared to the ocean.
I guess so.
The ocean wouldn't go down a millimeter from that. But yeah, they're just falling out of the sky. I really wish that there was some sort of like, where it's more of a psychic thing than a technological thing.
Okay. I saw
Also,
that.
do you think that she's
she's flexing her? Sorry, I saw that in I forget which one it was. Oh, but somebody was like, "Tell me how she flexes." I think it's her boob, just like she's like
her
twitching.
peck just bounces?
Yeah, just bouncing up and down. I saw that in one of the videos I watched about this. It's like, oh, that really was noticeable.
She looks like Starbuck
Oh gosh,
from Battlestar Galactica.
yeah, but she's just a stick. Katie Sackhoff's got some
Yeah.
charisma.
Yeah, so this is Micah Monroe. And okay, this is it. Yeah, this is purely a director thing.
Dinner
This girl
first.
can act.
That would
She was
smell
in
so
things
bad.
like did you see Long Legs?
I heard about it.
Genuinely a good movie. She's the lead in it, and she did a fantastic job. That girl is actually a fantastic actress.
Okay.
She's
Well, now I
just
feel bad.
She's just a 2x4 in this movie, though, and it is the director's fault. It's like it's like Padme in Episode 2. Like, oh my God, Natalie Portman is an incredible actress, but this director has no idea how to use her, and he's just going to adopt these kids. Do a background check, sir. This was a man living alone on a boat.
Oh, and the sphere's like all happy now. You are a remarkable species.
Oh my goodness. So great. You killed an alien harvester queen. You're going to be our heroes now. Oh.
Hard to avoid.
Okay, Worf.
Oh goodness, I don't really. Oh, this whole thing too. The background just looks so green screen right there too.
Yeah. Like, are they're not even on a volume. Like, oh my goodness.
It's taking off.
It's leaving.
The Earth is gonna be fine. We can totally
And
rebuild
the
from
exact
this.
same thing isn't going to happen the other way around. Like, let's see the destruction
No,
being
the Eiffel
caused by
Tower
it
is fine.
leaving.
Even though they must have rebuilt the Eiffel Tower because they showed it. How did it survive the landing? Because they show it inside like the landing sphere of this thing,
I don't know, but they needed
the landmark.
They needed to show it. Obviously, they needed a landmark. It just everything. The last one had soul, and this one just doesn't have any.
This one's just a hollow, joyless
Hollow shell.
Yeah. Proverbial hard drive. What?
Well, it's us to lead their resistance. Yeah, you just lost half your population again. You're probably down to like 2 billion people.
I'm sure Brent Spiner
The-
was so happy that he got that last line.
oh, I have no doubt. Having listened to him on that podcast, oh my god.
Yeah.
Um,
And here we're just
there's the music,
yeah,
and the
they're just
music
playing the
kicks
music
in,
again.
and it's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, it's still a great
good.
theme.
It's trying to get me to watch Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Oh, it's funny. You gave me the same one. So Dean Devlin was kind of attached to this movie, right? Even though he and Emmerich really weren't. Like, I mean, he's listed as a producer and everything, so it must just be because he must have had like a legal obligation, or not an obligation, but like a legal right? Because he probably had a partial ownership of the story or something.
So from what I understand, he was put in as a producer. He was credited as a co-writer. He was not very involved because he was in it for Stargate.
Yeah, and
He
see, I
wanted
would
to
be.
remake Stargate.
I'm not by any means saying I want this, because I love, how much I love the TV show. I would be interested in some kind of like parallel Dean Devlin, but with a good filmmaker attached to him. Like, because
Yeah.
he's not a horrible writer. He's not like an amazing writer, but he's not a horrible writer. He's got some good ideas.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe that Liam Hemsworth got first billing in this thing. I don't know why. That just seems hard to believe for some reason.
God, I hate Liam Hemsworth, and he's known to be just an asshole.
Wasn't he married to Miley for a
cheated
minute?
on his wife a whole bunch. Yeah, I don't even like Miley Cyrus,
No.
and I'm like, it's not good to cheat on your spouse.
No.
And because they were together for like years and years and years, but he's just a gross man.
Because isn't Chris Hemsworth known, like, isn't he got a pretty good reputation for being like a decent guy?
Yeah. He is. Family Man, all this stuff. I haven't heard anything bad about him.
He's got
skeletons are in closets, but when asked about his brothers, I saw an interview with him once. It's just like, what do you think of it? He's just like, I haven't talked to my brother in a little while. We're not on bad terms, but he's living his own life. I'm living mine. And you could tell, like,
I don't want to talk about it.
They might not be the closest in the world.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But Liam Hemsworth sucks. I don't like him.
I've never seen...
like him in The Witcher. I've never seen him in anything I've liked him in.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, he was in, wasn't he in one of the Expendable movies and he got killed by Jean-Claude Van Damme? I think in the third one. But that would have been the second one, maybe.
Great to me.
But he got like, so, okay, I remember...
Expendables 2, Billy the Kid.
He was the sniper. And then, Jean-Claude Van Damme did a spin kick to a knife hilt that drove into his heart right in front of Sylvester Stallone or something like that, right?
Oh my god.
Do you remember that?
No, not at all.
Okay, I remember that scene. It worked. He died pretty early in the film. He basically served as a motivator for the rest of the team to get really mad.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? There was like a special that they made that was like a faux documentary about the War of 1996, which is just an awful name for the entire first movie of Independence Day that I was going to watch, and I didn't.
I've seen bits and pieces of that on YouTube, but I've never really watched any of it. Yeah, so this movie is just... Like I said, I think that this movie, in a vacuum, this movie, without any context or legacy from the first movie, is just a dumb, forgettable blockbuster, like so many other just stupid movies. But because it's a follow-up to a really cool franchise, not even a franchise, just one good movie. And again, we talked about it last week, Independence Day is not a masterpiece, but it falls into the exact same category for me as Pacific Rim. What'd you call it? Like, just like perfect schlock or something like that?
A masterpiece of schlock.
Yeah. I think Independence Day is in that category. I actually think Pacific Rim is a better made movie, but they both occupy that same type of film, right? And if in that context, this movie is really bad because they actually had the time, technology, they could have done something. And like you said, there was a lot of ideas in this movie that if they had gone that direction, could have made for a really interesting science fiction movie that could have absolutely turned into a franchise that we would be 3 or 4 movies deep into as they explored this universe. But instead, we got this.
Yeah.
Just forgettable DOA, just
Soulless.
nonsense. Yeah. So, yeah, no, as much as I expected this movie to be worse from everything I'd heard about it, I still have no defense for this film. And I will happily jump on board with the this movie is just awful and it's a tragedy that it exists train. So,
Yeah, and I cannot speak lowly enough about this movie, because anything it does right, it does in spite of itself. Because like you said, there was a lot of potential here. Having a 20-year nostalgic legacy sequel, freaking great. But no, they're just like, we're gonna totally screw it up. They had the time to perfect this, and they didn't.
Okay, because I don't want to talk about this movie anymore. I'm curious about something else we can talk about for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Why is it so hard to do legacy sequels? Because, so you still have never seen the first Top Gun, right?
No.
But Top Gun Maverick is a good legacy sequel. Most of them are horrible. I mean, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is a good example of just like, what? That's
okay. I'll be totally honest. That one grows on you the more you watch it.
Okay. Well, it's still
it's not good. It's not good, but it is better than The Dial of Destiny.
Okay. This, I'm trying to think of other, what are some other really big misses of like legacy sequels?
The Star Wars sequel trilogy.
But see, even there, I will
Space Jam Legacy.
Oh god. Spaceship. Yeah, why is it so hard to do a legacy sequel?
So I think one of the reasons is because Tron Legacy, which actually I think is a pretty good one.
I don't mind Tron Legacy.
Blade Runner 2049, Beetlejuice. What else?
And see, you don't love 2049. I do like 2049. I've never seen Beetlejuice.
Oh no, I don't.
Either one of them.
I don't love it, but I can acknowledge that it's really good. Matrix Resurrections.
Oh, so bad. So bad.
That one, I saw a very interesting video essay on it that pretty much says like it might be purposefully bad for a reason, and they break it down. It was rather interesting. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
That was like a mixed
Scream
bag.
2022.
Yeah.
Fury Road is technically a legacy sequel. Okay. So the thing about legacy sequels that's difficult is that behind the scenes, this is the producers, this is the money people, this is the studio. They're saying, we need to do a legacy sequel. So we need two things. We need it to be fresh, and we need it to be exactly the same as the first one.
Yeah.
So what you end up with is this Frankenstein's monster of people trying to recapture the wonder of the original while telling a new story. But 99 times out of 100, their version of recapturing is remaking the original. Force Awakens is very guilty of this, which I actually think that if the following two movies had been excellent, Force Awakens would be looked on like, they retread ground, but it was good.
I will happily say that post Force Awakens, like, I was high on that movie. It retroactively was made much worse. That movie is very much a better or worse depending on what they did after it type of film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the thing about legacy sequels that's difficult for me, there's two things. One is that they too often retread the same ground. You'll see this with Ghostbusters Afterlife, which isn't actually bad, but it's not good enough. The second part is that I hate, because this constantly happens. This happened with The Force Awakens. This happened specifically with The Last Jedi. And it happened with Indiana Jones. It's happened with several others, including Ghostbusters and whatnot. They take the character that you loved, that you saw at an ending point that was high, that was hopeful.
Yeah, I know what you're
where
going
they're
with this.
walking into the sunset, riding into the sunset, or even End of Crystal Skull, getting married. And they're then like, oh, you know what? we're actually going to backtrack that, and now they're all sad old men.
Yeah.
You
They
saw this with Star
don't-
Trek Picard.
They don't know how to revisit characters where they're in a good place and do anything
Yes.
interesting with
Which
that.
then invalidates the experiences that we had watching them come to a place of victory and maturity.
Yeah.
So it's a huge problem that
Do you
we're
think?
seeing time and time again.
Do you think
need
that
to
comes
be
down
able
to? Go ahead.
I think it comes down to crappy writing.
I was just about to say, do you think this comes down to use Star Trek as an example here? In a lot of interviews, the writers in TNG talked about it was a real challenge to learn how to write drama without being able to fall back on the trope of conflict, and that is very difficult for writers to do. To say you need to write something interesting, but you don't get to lean on the crutch of a person is sad or in trouble or fighting with somebody, right? Where you need to have a character be in a good place and now take them on an interesting journey. And that is
They don't
that is hard to do.
have the imagination, or this is probably a mean thing to say, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I just don't think they have the imagination, or the studios don't, to pretty much make a movie about an old person that the main crux isn't that they are unfulfilled and failed. They can't make a movie where it's like, oh, we need to search out this wise Jedi who was super powerful and did all this amazing stuff. Oh, now he's completely fallen and is depressed on an island hiding, that could have easily been rationalized with literally 2 or 3 times lines of dialogue. Instead of like, oh my gosh, here's this guy and he's been out here for this really important reason and he's doing amazing work, and he's just like, I am, maybe something happened, I'm a little bit broken or something like that, but I'm still here and ready to be in the fight, but you're gonna have to be my hands, you're gonna have to be the new front runner. Like that shouldn't be as hard as it is, because books do this. Books make legacy sequels where they have a character that's left over from a previous series or previous book, and they'll be in a really good place, and they'll actually be like ready to mount up again for that final ride. Like, yes, let's do this thing, even if I'm old and frail. And I love that, but movies just these legacy sequels aren't doing it.
I think that there's,
and it makes me so sad.
Yeah, I think that there's the idea that they can't figure out a more creative way to make their new characters shine than to make them essentially either outshine or talk down to or kind of, one up the legacy character. That using the legacy character as just a plot device in order to show why their new character is so awesome, instead of having their new character go through the same journey that an old character went through. I mean, we can talk for a long time. We don't have time now, but just it's a shortcut. It's a shortcut for new characters to not have to go through a lot of times the work the old character did to arrive at an interesting place.
I swear, if the reboot, or not reboot, if the legacy sequel that they're currently making for The Mummy has like Rick and Evie divorced, I'm gonna throw hands.
Yeah. Well, and yeah,
like they better not do that.
Yeah, I certainly hope not. So, anyways,
but
this is this is a movie that I will never watch again. So thank you for that.
Same.
And I love, by the way, Amazon has Liam Hemsworth shines in stunning sci-fi battles on their like splash page for this movie. It's like, okay. Okay,
mine has Earth's best and bravest must ward off an even more deadly alien invasion in this explosive sequel.
So what's interesting here is the Amazon rating is 4.5 out of 5 stars. IMDb is 5.2 out of 10, which seems more appropriate. But
that's because the only people going on Amazon to watch this movie are those who are fond of it and they want it to be rated well. People who just hate this movie are going on to Independence Day and are going on to Independence Day Resurgence and rating it low on IMDb.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder, 1 second before we finish this off, I just need to see if it has this thing. does it have the AI generated thing? Oh, okay. So its highest average rating is 5, but it has a lot of 1 stars too. Anyway, I'm done with this movie. I don't want to think about it anymore. I'm excited to jump in next week with another interesting, if not like kind of bad, but kind of good movie.
Yeah, it's. I haven't watched it in a long time. Looking forward to it.
I've really wanted to do this one.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
There's doors and corners, kid. If you don't clear the room, if you don't come in slow,